Easy, easy, easy. IVDA, easy. Virus. How come Ball couldn't move like this, How come? I'm kidding. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Jose, good morning. Virus, good morning. X, good morning. Louis, good morning. Desmond, good morning. Maul, good morning. Dave, Davey, good morning. Frankie, good morning. Floyd, good morning. Doug, good morning. Lizzie, good morning. Winterfell, good morning. Don, good morning. Donovan, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah, IVD has been a nice scalp. A very nice scalp. SMGO. SGMO. I'll add this one to the yeah, nice little pop to the highs of the day. Nice scalp. Ostrich, SOSRH. With the pop. Let's go. Dan, good morning, good morning. CM, good morning. Tiffany, good morning. TV, good morning. Dragon, good morning. Tommy, good morning. Mute my Discord. Torn, good morning. Good morning, Pure. Evian, good morning. Renewed, good morning. I'm sure I've missed someone. And good morning if I have. Eve, I'll call you Eve. 19. Yeah, good morning. Floyd, good morning. Yeah, it's Friday, guys. Time really does fly, doesn't it? Unbelievable. Well, the markets are kind of gapping up this morning. Why? Have you guys seen the headline, Dan? The one of the Fed idiots said this morning that they think that there should be a rate cut in December, and then the market turned around and went up, right? So stuff like that, just Fed Collins. Was it Collins? No, that's not Collins. The other one. Somebody else, Williams or something. And then Collins says, you know what, I think I think inflation is too high for a rate cut. Oh my goodness. Roberto, good morning. Scary, good morning. Ham, good morning. Steve, good morning. Good morning, your friend. Define, good morning. Farah, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, we'll see. Bitcoin has had a bit of a scary morning, even though it's recovered from $80,000. $80,000, guys. Crazy, huh? Anyways, we'll see. Joya, good morning. They can destroy exactly. Pump it and then slap it, Anyways, again, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Let's hope we can make some money. It's been a good morning, right? With some of these momentum stocks, which that's how it usually is, As much chaos as we have in the large caps, we will always have some scalpies to make in the momentum stocks. So IVD has done really well. Some nice pops on this one. So we'll keep an eye on this, obviously. You can kind of see some scribbles on the chart, right? So, anyways, nice pop on a catalyst. Nice dip, nice continuation. So the levels have been quite nice and easy on this one, which is good. So obviously now we need to get back above $1.10 and consolidate. So this will probably be our number one stock going into the open. SGBX doesn't go away. Every morning it's back. Which is good. At least there's some scalping opportunities there. Nothing too crazy, but we'll keep an eye on it. NVVE had a good night too last night. Right, so obviously we were watching this. Some really nice runs into after hours, and then this morning it kind of continued as well up the demand zone. Now we're kind of just going sideways because of that supply. So we'll keep an eye on it. Post market open, and then we, as usual, we have some random names to keep an eye on. Right, MNDR, sure, that one's on the list as well. It's on the left hand side, right? SBEV is on there as well, and then SGMO. This one's been slowly creeping up too, so not bad. Right, so we do have a few names to keep an eye on, and hopefully it can be a nice day. A nice boomski day would be good. So Anyway, so yeah, the levels, the retest level for this thing has been $1. Let's see if we can keep holding that dollar into the open with 6 minutes to go for IVDA. Alrighty. Kind of looks a bit suspicious there. That dollar, isn't it? Right. I don't like when we keep like coming back to test the same level, but if it consolidates, then that's good. Um, yeah, the usual Sydney. Sandra, good morning. Luna, good morning. I think I say Blake, good morning. Armando, good morning. What's Tesla today? Sure. Virus will watch it for us. Dennis, yeah, good, good, Dennis. Bonjour, nurse. Yeah, yeah. Boom, good morning. Red, good morning. Maureen, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Wait, what did Dan say? Bull is really pumping up 15 pennies. We're rich. Ah, well, we'll see. We'll see how well Bull performs going into the end of the year, you know? We shall see. I want to pull up the other one, the ostrich one. OSRH. Just want to see what it's doing here going into the open. Question for you guys in the chat though. What's your favorite stock going into the open? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this ostrich one. Yeah, what's your favorite stock going into the open? Ayo, Devin. Hello, hello. Less than 5 minutes to go. Clean up my list here. IVDA. Yeah, I'm sure for a lot of you it's going to be IVDA, right? Again, we're retesting $1 here, so let's see we hold that level like we have been, which look at that bounce, right? So that's the third time now it's retesting that level, right? So hopefully it continues to stay above that level. I'd rather, be retesting $1.10 and closing above $1.10 than retesting the same level. But yeah. Hopefully Dan isn't having breakfast yet, Rob. It's way too early. Good morning, Kevin. Late start for you. That's okay. SGBX, IVDA, Visa, definitely not Bull. Uh, is GLD. Mm-hmm. So Carl says thanks to the Discord, made $950 in IVDA. Gonna be a great weekend. Let's go, Carl. Let's go. Right. So we're not. The stream hasn't even started yet. Well, obviously we have, but again, you've already made $950. Right. So when we say, hey, come join us in Discord, it's because yeah, it's because you know you can make some really nice monies before the day even starts. It's gonna get really cold. How do you know? You've been looking, Dan? Shawnee, good morning. Good morning. So it looks like IVDA is retesting and holding that same level, which is good, right? So as much as we don't like a stock, retesting the same level over and over, it is nice when it holds because then you can, especially when it's consolidating, right? So when you see those few candles holding that level, right? I'd rather that thing be above $1.10 though. Cool. So again, clearly that's the number one stock going into the open. Looking at some of the other names, they're still just kind of looking a bit silly. But as usual, once the market opens, right, things change. So the volume comes and goes, to other places. So we'll be here. The one that we haven't looked at yet is MFI. That thing did okay too. We can take a look after the open if it's actually still performing. So yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. Please and thank you. Hit that subscribe if you're new and all the other fun things. Cool. Cool. Again, so looking at let me look at the daily. We have 2 minutes to go. Let me look at the daily really quickly. For yeah. So it looks like SPY is really testing this 53 level, 653. That level is going to be important, really, really important. That was the last low, right? If we don't hold that level, oof, oof, then then the rest could be so we shall see. And Bitcoin, it would be nice if Bitcoin stayed above the that 83, but we've already been to the 80s. So, Daryl, good morning. Hello. Frozen, good morning. Jericho, good morning. Green and wealthy, please. Yeah, Shaftman, good morning. Dennis, good morning. Again, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. And virus. Okay, should be ready for that. Okay, market open. And let's see if we can hold this $1 level here for IVDA. The problem with these levels, these support levels, right? So the problem with these support levels at the open is that the volume sometimes is just way too much, so then we can easily break below a dollar before reclaiming. But for now, though, it looks like we're holding nicely, so that's good. There we go. 105, 106. Trying to 105 again and again. So again, that's trying to hold a dollar. SGBX, right? The other name, nice little pop off a double bottom above the VWAP. So right at $4. So that's a pretty nice pop actually for SGBX. That thing doesn't go away, does it? Just doesn't like to go away. Uh, all the smooth criminals. So we do, Shane. We do. So again, this looks good holding a dollar, right? IVD is $4. IVD is holding a dollar still, which is nice, right? So let's see if that thing can find a way to reclaim or just consolidate. But it looks like we're just kind of playing games for now. NVVE isn't really doing much. Looks like the markets are spiking a little bit. Bitcoin and SPY. Some of the other names like SGMO not really doing much. Ostrich not doing much. And MNDR is looking okay though, retesting the 200 EMA, so that's not bad. Right? Same thing with SBEV, a nice pop off the demand zone. But again, the top two names haven't really changed, right? So IVDA number one, right? But we do need to reclaim that $10 and actually consolidate though. That would bring a little bit of confidence into this name. Alrighty, so again, that $10 needs to be broken. SGBA, we almost need to get back about $4.50 there for confirmation as well. SPY, slap. Not a crazy slap, but a slap. MNDR is reclaiming that 200 EMA, so that's good. Your next resistance is $4.25. 425, 425. So again, the top two names, SGBX and IVDA for now. Really early on though, right? We've barely been open for 2 minutes, so very, very early. So again, if you're not sure what to do on a Friday, just kind of sit back and relax. Pablo? Maybe. Yeah, sit back and relax. Let the markets kind of relax a bit, and then we can go from there. MNDR is looking good, isn't it? So it looks like Spy isn't quite sure what it wants to do there yet. And Bitcoin is playing with 84 still. And then SGBX is retesting that 450. So let's see if we can break above that level. Open with a little pop too, right? Little pop. These two names are right at resistance, trying to break out. IVDA versus SGBX. Which one's gonna break out first? Who's gonna break out first? The answer better not be none of them. Make it happen, Jason. Buy one share and then sell and then let us know. I'm kidding. But yeah, no. So they're both at resistance, so they both need to break. Here comes that 450 test for SGBX, and it looks like it's breaking. All right, so that looks good. That was a nice double bottom, wasn't it? Give it a try. So at least SGBX is trying to break there, which is good. Which is good. IVDA is still just sitting right below that level. It is holding that dollar, so that's good. uh, Dad, I have nothing to say to you. I'm gonna pretend I don't see you. It actually doesn't feel that bad though. If winter was like this, it would be amazing. So that's not that cold. So brand new highs of the day, guys, for SGBX 460, which is nice. Do, 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 do. What are some of these other names doing here? So kind of still stalling. Yeah. Do, 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 do. I really wonder what the markets are going to do today. Rally or dip? Almost feel like we rally just because, might as well trick people at the end of the week, but who knows? Next second, we're, in the abyss. Anyways, so SGBX is broken out and it's done really well, hasn't it? Right? So that breakout was really, really important, right? The stock that breaks out at the open, right, tends to give you some nice little gains. That's why we need IVDA. As much as we're holding a dollar, which is perfect, right? We're holding that dollar really nicely. IVDA needs to break above $1.10 and hold above, right? Because for now, SGBX is, broken out and done really well above 450. Type yes in the chat if you're holding SGBX. Type yes in the chat if you're holding SGBX. There we go, guys. 490. Cooking. Look at that beauty. Cooking. Love it. So a high of $4.90 almost. Yeah. Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Right. So the stock that breaks out tends to do well. That doesn't change the fact that we have two favorite names still, right? So IVDA looks good, right? It's done a really good job holding that dollar as well. So both of these names are there we go. We're at least testing $1.10 now. So just as many of you are holding SGVX, just as many are holding IVD as well. So it's really important that that thing can break out and stay above, right? And then a bit of a retracement there for SGBX as this one tries to go a little bit as well. So $1.11. The pre-market high for this thing was 115. So that would be the level to go boom skis. Here we go, 112. Market open highs. Yeah, come on. So again, clearly you can see that we have a bit of a problem up there, right? $1 was nice, right? It's done a really good job holding a dollar the last 10 times we've been there. So it needs to break out and actually perform higher. Cool. So, but little scalpies, right? Little scalpies, easy money scalps. Easy money scalps on IVDA there. And then so now if you're holding IVDA, type yes in the chat. If you're holding IVDA, type yes in the chat. If you're holding, and the chat is gonna go yes, right? So I know a whole bunch of you guys are holding this one as well. So it's nice if it can give us a nice boom ski there. There we go, 113, 114, right? So there we go. We need to clear that 115, and then you just sold. Good jobs. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So retesting that pre-market high, just be careful, right? Move that stop loss up if you need to. Or like Donovan, you can always take your gains if you need to as well. We do have a new member as well that I missed. Megan, welcome to the community. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is your invite link at the bottom of the chat, Megan. So click this yellow link from the Hot Trades account and follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Alrighty, so again, we're testing that pre-market high resistance, guys. So we need to clear that supply zone. So you make decisions there. And then SGBX with a bit of a stall right below the 475 line that we put there, right? So yeah, next resistance and then $5 if we can close above 475. Cool. So again, these two names, the two standouts for now. Looking at some of the other names that we kind of had on the list, NVVE, that thing just hasn't done anything presentable, right? Just nothing at all. Maybe now that it's retesting that demand zone of 24 cents, maybe something to keep an eye on in case it consolidates, right? MNDR just couldn't reclaim that 200 EMA and stay above, so it clearly stalled, right? So yeah. So again, the main two stocks for now are at the very least are giving us scalpies, at the very least we're getting some scalpies on these two stocks. So everybody should be green. uh, yeah, how come you never ask anyone if they're holding AMC? Because you better not be holding AMC. Better not be holding AMC. Bitcoin is doing surprisingly well, and the markets are looking surprisingly suspicious. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing here. Yeah, we're still trying to break above 475 for SGBX and then push for that $5. He kicked them out all out. Yes, 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 yes. You're green. Blake says I'm green even from the hospital bed. No one should have any excuses. I agree, Blake. I agree. I agree. Keep recovering, please. Keep recovering, and then get back home. Alrighty, so again, clearly you can see though, guys, that the resistance for SGBX is 475. So that really shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, right? For all of you that were holding that position, well, you either have to move your stop loss up to some level, or you take gains at the level that we're clearly stalling at when we know it's resistance, right? So let's see if that money rotates over to IVDA though. Right, so it's trying to. The damn thing just needs to clear that supply zone. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. There we go. 113 again. Give us 114. Going once and sold to Pablo. Give us 115. And sold to Dan. Come on. So highs of the day, $1.15 test them. And so that looks nice. Yeah. Just wanted to do a little bit. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. Don't go too crazy. Alrighty. So again, $1.15 is that high from pre-market, right? So just be aware that level will act as a bit of resistance. So yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yep, exactly, Tiffany. Yeah. So we do need to break above that level. Spy made new lows, and then the very next candle said, not today. Not today, not today, not today. Yeah, so I'm gonna move this line a little bit higher. Actually, I'm gonna move that line just to $1.15 there, just because, right? So that level, the pre-market high will always act as resistance. Always, always, always. Anthony says I'm out at $1.13. Third scalp, been in and out on of IVDA today more times than my my misses all year. Wow, 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 wow. We mentioned this one earlier. OSRH. Um, yeah, it looks like it's curling a little bit here. OSRH. So keep an eye on this one as well, right? OS, the ostrich. So nice consolidation of the 50. Clearly, we need to break above 72. 70, 72. So and then and stay above that level. So we'll keep an eye on that already. So we need to get back above like this range here. Cool. But something to just have on the list as well, because it seems to have a little bit of an unusual volume on some of these candles. Uh, Righty, so we'll keep an eye on that. Again, SGBX, surprise, surprise, no, not really, right? Let that thing dip and consolidate. This thing has been an excellent scalp. Every day this week so far, SGBX has showed up. It's like, hey, you want to be safe and green? Come join me. Come join me. I mean, it wasn't so safe and green last night when that thing was going from $6, $7 to below $4. It didn't feel safe and green, but it's been safe and green every day so far this week. You just have to not be a crazy person and diamond hand. Anyways, so we need to break above that double top for IVDA, right? $1.15. Not intentional, I promise. I promise, promise. There we go. Here comes that 113 test again. $1.13. Bitcoin's looking a bit shaky, and SPY is also looking shaky there. So we'll see. Right. SGBX again. This should have been pretty obvious, right? Pretty obvious for those of you holding this. This is why you can't be diamond handing these names, right? Because again, to me, that was pretty obvious, right? We already know there's resistance at 475. It is stalling at 475. We have the yellow candle at 475. We have the supply zone at 475, right? So you take those gains and you move your stop loss at the very least. Cool. IVDA just made brand new highs. So obviously the money is, flowing somewhere else, right? We haven't closed above that level yet, so we do need to close above. Cool. So again, brand new highs of the day. There we go. So again, technically we're still failing at 470. So $1.15. Why? Because it's still the double top, right? So again, same resistance. Until that candle closes, it really hasn't broken out yet. Alrighty. Yeah, Donovan, that was a very good scalp, right? Good job on taking those gains. Dan, okay. So you can grab some for 26.50, Dennis. Yeah. Yup. Bilal. Yeah, exactly. Is how the market's reacting to that weakness. There we go. Is it time for blood today now with that drop? So IVD is coming back to retest that $1 again, right? So again, these things are, they've kind of had obvious levels today, I guess. Nothing seems to be, diamond hand worthy, right? And when it's dropping like that, you want to give it time to consolidate, right? So you don't just catch a knife, right? And look at that break below $1. You don't want to just catch a knife because you're like, oh, but it keeps bouncing off $1, right? But no, you don't do that. Alrighty, you do not do that. One second, one second, one second, one second. Joe doesn't like nice things, as soon as you see a red candle in the market, Joe is around the corner. Look at that drop down, right? So we need to get back above $1 and consolidate. One second. La, 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 la. As soon as you see blood in the market, you're like, oh, there's Joe. uh, mm, mm, mm. One second. Okay. Yep. Okay, so are we holding $4 here for SGBX? Yeah, so that 200 EMA, you're kind of sitting at the double bottom there with the so right around so if you look to the left, right? So right there. And then that's kind of where that 200 EMA is sitting at. So if SGBX can hold that level, that would be a good thing. Alrighty. Okay, I can't seem to talk. SPY with a bit of a dip and a pop there. Bitcoin not so much, but yeah. So for IVDA, that thing needs to consolidate. Any idea when the market will recover? I know there's usually a dip in November. Yeah, I think the expectation now is the end of like December. Once we get over Thanksgiving, right? I think that's when we should really expect a market recovery. once we get past Thanksgiving. Do, 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 do. No, 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 no. One second. I just had to 3. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no. So this is why we tell you like, hey, unless something is actually consolidating at a level, you don't want to go catching a knife, right? So watch that 200 EMA there next. Um, again, this one does have some nice unusual volume. It just needs to break out, right? The ostrich stock, right? So like I said, we'll keep an eye on that. Spy is just confused at this point. I think they're going to play games with this, especially it being OPEX. I think they're going to play a lot of games with this. Clearly, we're on a downtrend on Spy there, so yeah, we'll see. SGBX is kind of holding that 200 EMA. Yeah, it was cooking. I'll take a look. Do you have a position in that play? Let me know. Let me know. CG, CCCG, CCTG. Yeah, penny stonks. The penny stonks. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, Joe's gonna get way too excited, you know. Joe just wants the markets to get going to the abyss. No, 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 no. Change the previous month while a level. No, 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 no. Okay. Yeah, looks like there's a little bit of resistance for CCTG though at 35, which is a really common level for these names. Right, so 35 cents. Nice pop though. IVDA isn't really consolidating yet, guys. So this was nice. This was a really good stock. It was a nice scalp, right? But then we obviously hit that double top, right? And then stalled. So that breakout was nice, right? It's annoying that we never closed above it, but that's kind of what we need to do to get a breakout, right? If we don't close above, this is a really common scam by the market makers, you know, is like we all know 115 is a problem, right? And then everybody's like, oh, I'm waiting for the breakout, and then it pops above, and then you jump in, and then the next second you're standing at the bridge, almost like you got teleported, you know, and you're naked, and you're like, wait, where are my neighbors, right? Where is no, congratulations. You got NSAT, right? So when it comes to breakouts, like that candle has to close unless you're unless like it's a stock that's clearly been like just been sitting at that level for a long time. And it's like it's slowly trending up. I'd almost need to show you a picture for it to make sense. But for now, usually the candle needs to close above. Yeah. So for now, yeah, watch that 200 EMA, guys, around 92 cents. If we can stay about that and curl, that would be good. SGBX, like we mentioned, that 200 EMA, right, is not a bad level. So it looks like we're kind of curling up that level. We're going to need to reclaim 420 for some confidence, though. Alrighty. Um, and then go from there. Yeah, CCTG is backing off a little bit. NVVE just hasn't done anything good today, right? Nothing at all. But let me take a look at MFI. Yeah, a bit of a curl and halted up. Not exactly the best halt, but Yeah. The markets are curling back up though. So BTC with a nice curl, SPY with a nice curl. Yeah, send it, send it, send it, send it, send it, SPY. Yeah, no, the ostrich stock is trying, right? It's really trying. I think again, that's why I pulled it up because I think it looks interesting. The volume is good, right? It's really trying to break out because he took a position. No, I took a position not in a SGBX. I wanted to buy some large cap dips because yeah, because Joe is slapping it too much, so I wanted to buy some dips. That's funny though. Anyways, but yeah, so this one needs to get back above the 70s. OSRH looking good. No, 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 no. 69. Can we get back above 70 though? That'd be nice. No, don't worry, Joe. The dips. The dips see you at the end of the day. See you at the end of the day at 1%, Joe. Discounts are coming, he says. Yes. See you at 1%, Joe. Are we still holding? Yeah, we're at least testing the 200 EMA here, so keep that same energy. Yeah, so again, so watch that 92 cents at the 200 EMA for IVDA. If we can hold this level, that would be perfect. That would be perfect. And ostrich, we still need 70 cents. Need 70 cents. Yeah, no, Holly, yeah, they seem to have really good news. The volume just isn't breaking the stock out though, so it's gonna need to break out. So need the breakout, need the breakout. Yeah, Matt, not a bad little scalpy. Yeah, so off $4. Yeah. I think again the problem we're gonna have with SGBX though is that we're now below 420, so we need to reclaim 420. Yeah. So we're gonna need to reclaim 420. No, 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 no. Yes, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. No, exactly, virus. Exactly, exactly. Whether it's the bottom or not the bottom, it's yeah, buying dips at 5% is a start. I'm going in and out so many times in IVDA, not in my yeah, Peter. As long as you're coming out green, as long as you're coming out green, not a problem at all. Alrighty. Okay, here comes ostrich, guys. Right, so I don't know why we're calling it ostrich, but we're gonna call it ostrich. So it does need to break above that 70 and stay above. There we go. Can ostriches fly? They can fly, huh? Because you always see them walking. Do those wings work? Well, we're gonna need those wings to work if it wants to break out, because for now those wings are clearly not working. IVDA, nice bounce of the 200 EMA, that's good. SGBX retested the 200 EMA as well. So a lot of these names are testing the 200 EMA. A lot of them testing the 200. So we need some breakouts though. No, they don't. Useless. You got some NVIDIA calls, Peter? Okay, okay, okay. Lord have mercy. Pump it, NVIDIA. Yeah, no. Um, hopefully we can start bouncing here. Joe's wanting a bigger crash, Peter. So yeah. Two. Come on, give us some boom skis. Come on, ostrich. Come on, we need those candles to fly, fly, fly. So we keep failing at 70 cents, which isn't a big surprise, right? So 70 to 72, we need to break and close above that range. But here we go again, 70. Well done, Con. Well done, Wheezy, Wheezy. Ah, Virus. I like the name tag too, you know. Uh, there we go, 73. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ostrich, come on. Use those damn wings and fly, please. I know you can't fly, but fly. Fly, fly, fly. So again, so we're retesting the actual resistance now. The question is, can we break and close above it? Virus send me this picture. It's just uploading on the stream now. You know why? It's because Virus has been buying a bull like a maniac, you know? Now you want to know where he's going to work? Virus is off to work. He's up to work. Well, so yeah, we still need to close above 72 for OSRH. So trying. Texas crypto, especially if you're holding crypto, you know, if Bitcoin is dropping like that, you're definitely headed to a different job, right? SPY is just really confused today, along with BTC. BTC looks you can't really say BTC looks better because we're still red for the day, even though the S&P is green, right? So there's a lot of chaos in the market. So yeah, 3% green, holding things up. Well, we need Google to be up 10%. 10%. Um, just a reminder that today is this week, today and into next week, right? So um, TradingView is having a Black Friday sale. I think the cheapest level is 30% off, then the second level is 40% off, and then 70% off, and then 80% off, right? So so there's a sale there. You can get a nice yearly nice yearly membership. Then you don't have to worry about it anymore. Um, Alrighty. Yeah. Come on, ostrich. MFI is been okay, super slow, right? Because the volume is also super low, but it's slowly creeping up, slowly creeping up. SGBX, breaking below there. So is IVDA now. So both of these names are kind of breaking down, right? So obviously we're kind of looking at OSRH a bit more now, waiting for that breakout. Yeah. Pure one-on-one membership. What do you mean? What's your question there? Yeah, so Megan, oh yeah, you're good to go. You followed the steps already. Yeah, Megan's good to go. Yeah, so again, you can get a nice discount and a nice sale. I don't know if the link gives you a bigger discount, or if it's so if you haven't used TradingView before, if you're interested in using TradingView, or you can click on that link at the bottom of the chat there. TradingView is basically the technical charting tool that I use. Nothing is as good. So for those of you using Robinhood and whatnot, if you're just trading based on you're looking at Robinhood and trading, I think it doesn't work. like that, because you really can't do technical analysis that way. So again, click that link at the bottom of the chat and get yourself a membership. How many days a week? You get twice a month. Yeah, you don't need a one-on-one every day of the week or multiple times, right? Anyway, so yeah, double top on this, right? Double top on OSRH. So clearly that 72 was the problem, right? Nice curl, no breakouts though, right? So we shall see. We shall see. Okay, perfect. Yeah. No, you yeah, pizza. I like it. My thoughts on MP. We just looked at this position for you yesterday, you friend, didn't we? We just looked at this yesterday. What's changed between yesterday and today? Nothing's really changed, right? So it wasn't yesterday. Well, I just looked at MP yesterday. I'll take a look though. Your position is 56. MP. Um, yeah. Your entry is $56. That's not bad, right? Especially knowing that this thing was at $100 not that long ago, right? So your position's not that bad. I would say though, that this is the type of stock that you want to do the research on, right? You really want to do the research on, make sure you're okay with, right? And you kind of have to stay above $50, because if that thing doesn't hold $50, there's no telling where this thing could go to, right? This stock was this stock was all the way down there at 19, $20, 22 before Trump started spamming that rubbish about rare earth stuff. So if this whole thing becomes another one of those hype Trump rubbish things, this stock could go to the abyss. So for now, try and stay above $50. Alrighty, try and stay above $50. Yeah, cool. So again, make sure you do your research on something like that, please. Okay, back to ostrich. Can we get something that actually breaks out and goes boom skis? Come on now, give us that 72 break and go. Yeah, the markets are clearly confused today. I think they just want to burn Joe, right? Yeah, your puts are nice and green though, so you don't really have to worry about that. When do your puts expire, Joe? So IVDA again. I hope everybody took the gains on this, guys. Please, right? So when we know there's resistance at the level, you need to move that stop loss. If it hits, it hits, right? So and again, like I said earlier, like I don't like when we're testing the same support over and over, because eventually it's gonna break, right? So and now we're just trending down, so no one should be holding a bag on this. Oh, December. Okay, yeah, December 1st. Yeah. Actually, your puts a kind of position perfectly to get the dip skis, and then when we get to December Santa rally, you're gone, right? So that's kind of nice. SGBX kind of the same thing, right? So it's one thing to be bouncing off support a few times. It's another thing to constantly keep testing that level. Mr. Mark, what's your position for EPSM? Less than $10 frozen. Okay, yeah, it's better than letting it go lower and lower and lower, right? Yeah, spy really is like all over the place today, all over the place. All over the place. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing at the end of the day, but we're here for it. Yeah. Your position is 420 on EPSM. Okay, let me pull it up. EPSM. DP, you're holding EPSM as well. Yeah, that's a nice pop. At the very least, something is popping. So it looks like people are going back to the name from yesterday. Yeah, you have a really good entry at 420. Good job. Well done. Yeah, the yeah, you can kind of see too. Like if you look to the left hand side, right? Yesterday's high was around 470, 475. So this level, that was yesterday's high. After our high, kind of the same level, right? So it looks really good right now because it's breaking above that level, but that candle needs to close above it. Alrighty. So that level is going to be a little bit interesting at 475. That thing doesn't look like it's going to even struggle at 475, though, does it? Yeah, that thing said thanks for coming. It does look really good. So congratulations on that. Congrats. That's a really nice pop. The candle really hasn't closed above 475 yet, but it looks like it's going to, right? Actually, maybe not. Look at that. Look at that. Right. So again, that 475 is going to be a really important level to consolidate above and then push. Righty. But it does look good. And your entry is really good. So congratulations. Alrighty. So yeah, just move that stop loss up if you need to and stay green. Uh Shane. Yeah, I keep forgetting to take a look. No 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 no. There's uh okay. Uh yeah, so you can kind of see we're struggling around that level, right? So yeah. Ice detention center. Even Santa is in there, Peter. uh, yeah. So did you take any profits from this, um, Mr. Mark? Did you take any gains from EPSM? This most likely is just a retester of that 450. So if it can stay above that level, that's okay. Alrighty. SGBX is trying to reclaim that 200 EMA again. Trying to. The ostrich just couldn't break out, right? So clearly, again, resist. These levels are here for a reason, right? So it would have been a nice little scalp, but just can't seem to break out. And if it doesn't break out, there's can't really do anything about that. So it's trying to, yeah, right. You need that candle to close above like 395 ish, though, Brennan. Alrighty. We need to reclaim the view, the 200 EMA and the chrono there. Those two levels need to be reclaimed. Alrighty. IVDA is also trying to retest the 200 EMA. Trying to, and then there goes EPSM, right? Just a retest of the 450, and then back to the highs almost. So pretty good retest. Pretty good retest. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it's trying to curl, savoir. So yeah, get back above 92 cents, IVDA. That's a sympathy play, Prince. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I think the downside to that though is that the the main stock really hasn't broken out, right? So if this one can break out, then yeah, that can become a really good sympathy play. But obviously, it's going to need to break out and hold first. My you better curl. Yeah, it's trying to. So the low of the day is 86 cents now. If that thing goes below 86 cents, that's usually the final nail in the coffin, right? So again, we have the 200 EMA and we don't like when stocks break below the 200 EMA, but sometimes we're okay with it because we know that it's going to come back and retest that level, right? When it retests that level and it fails, and if it creates a brand new low, then it's officially done, right? Send it to the bridge. Send it to the bridge. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Finally. The ostrich. Maybe this time we're gonna close above. Maybe this time. Maybe. No, 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 no. Yep, I agree, Rob. Look at that. Look at that. It just couldn't do it again, right? So that level is such a difficult level. Such a difficult level. Such a difficult level, right? But again, you can tell the resistance is there, right? You could tell the resistance is there. So it's not like it's a surprise, right? We haven't closed above that resistance. The supply zone is still there, right? So if we don't close above it, well, you don't FOMO. It's slap Fridays, slapping Fridays. So again, this is why we keep saying like, hey, it's important for candles to break and close because if they don't close above that level, then it doesn't count. Bowl of more cereal. As I cookies with you think so? I've never tried those. They sound good though. Maybe a little bit too sweet. I'm not a fan of like crazy sweet cereal. Um, yeah, it's not like cookies. Cookies are different. Yeah, so look at that, right? SGBX tried to reclaim the 200 EMA and it couldn't do it, right? So then that becomes a problem. If we create a brand new low, um, then we might be done for the day with this one as well. So again, like I said, the 200 EMA test is not the problem. Like the break below is not the problem. The problem is these stocks will always bounce, right, and retest that level. Then that level becomes a problem, right? If you look at IVDA, it's kind of the same thing, right? So that bounce is always coming for the most part. It's just yeah. Raisin bran? No, like uh not like raisin bran, but like I don't mind those actually. Um like the cereal with like nuts in them, you know? Stuff like that, but not like straight sweet sugar, sugar cereal. That stuff isn't amazing. Yeah. Healthy cereal, yeah. I can indulge with the cookies, We could cheat there, but yeah. Yeah, see, Rob? Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, you know what, Subra? Yeah. Granola? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. IVDA is trying to curl here though, so we're clearly still above. We haven't made a brand new low yet, so now would be the time to reclaim. Now would be the time to reclaim the 200 EMA and stay above it. Dried mango. Dried mango. Yeah. Good morning, Rob. We're not doing anything. I wasn't even thinking about that until you said it. Honey granola with yogurt and oh, that sounds amazing. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, Joe. Yeah. See. Yeah. Yeah. Like it feels like you're actually. Yeah, I like that. uh, give. Do it, do it, do it. When I woke up this morning and I saw SPY was looking super weak again, and Bitcoin crashed. You know, I wasn't feeling amazing. I was feeling like like when Rob was at the casino, and Peter and I were sitting on the other machines, and we looked over at Rob. Rob looked like he was about to burn down the whole building. This is just a preview. Rob was down to his last $20. We were like, hey, Rob is gonna start with 100, right? He was gonna start with $100, and we said, okay, when you get to $50, right, put the stop loss, because we went to the casino with the stock market mindset, right? We were like, hey, Rob, stop loss at $50, please don't go below $50. That's the stop loss. And then all of a sudden, like Rob removed the stop loss removed, and it went below $50, and then it was 30, and then it was 20, and Rob was not happy. And then Rob, did he stop? No, he did not stop. He did not stop. By the time Rob left the machine, he was taking a payout. You want to see the size of the payout? This was the size of the payout. They're like, here's your cash out, 67 cents. Rob took his money and he left the machine. Was he happy? No, he was not happy. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine pulling out and then they give you 67 cents? Yep, not happy at all. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, sorry. You leave them at the machine. Rob was not gonna do that, Joe. He wanted his money back. He did, Luna. Yep. He's like, "Where's my algo? I don't have the algo. I don't have nothing." He's like, "I'm flying blind here." Anyways. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, one more penny spin. That's such a scam when they say, hey, like, just spin with their last monies and then it goes to zero. Rob? Yes, yes. Don't worry. EPSM, obviously, we were still kind of struggling in that same range. So, need that breakout. Ostrich, there you go, guys. When you see resistance on a Friday, you want to make sure you lock in those gains. Alrighty? When you see resistance, hopefully, if you had some monies in there, you took the monies and ran. SGBX was still kind of playing games. One of my least favorite things on some of these candles is when like you're waiting for something to happen and you're like, okay, this isn't bad. We're holding a demand zone. That's good. That's good. And then we get a fat green candle like this, right? Stuff like that is kind of annoying, isn't it? Right? I hate these big green candles because usually they're erased. Most of the time, when you get a fat green candle, erased. So when you're waiting for stock to close above the 200 EMA, but then it's a fat green candle, it's like, okay, what the hell? Really? You couldn't give me anything else? You had to do that? So then you're almost having to wait for a second candle for confirmation, right? Which is annoying. MFI does look good, doesn't it? The only thing that's been lacking from this stock is the volume. But other than that, um, Rob posted the news earlier this morning for this one, right? MFI. So that thing's been cooking. Is that who makes the Wheaties? The Caitlin person? No extra discounts, JCN. No extra discounts. Let's see. Mm. Rob says Fridays are for conservation of capital. Fridays. Yeah, making sure you keep what you made in the week. So be safer on Fridays more than ever. It can help but destroy your psychology. Yup. End the week green. You yeah, right. So protect those monies on Fridays, guys. Protect the monies on Fridays. Brand new lows. Yep, right. So well, not quite yet, right? So 86 cents is the low. So if it breaks below 86, then yeah, SGBX. So it is holding that demand zone, which is nice, right? Would be good though to consolidate above the stupid 200 EMA line. That would be good. Alrighty, yeah. So the low is 86 cents. So hopefully maybe that's a double bottom. Hopefully maybe. Interesting. Yeah, see that's what I mean. Like I think SPY is just trying to destroy everybody today, Joe. Right? Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Athlete. I don't know. Yep. And then Shiba is gonna go to $1. You're trying to get in a position, Mr. Mark. Okay, MNDR. I'll take a look in a second. So yeah, we're still stalling on EPSM. Still halted on this one. Spy with the pop. Actually, is that no? Not quite to the highs of the day, but they seem to be playing a lot of games here, right? Bitcoin is looking super weak, so who knows what that thing's gonna do. SGBX, that thing still needs to move. IVDA is holding the double bottom at 86 for now. So and then Ostrich is retesting the 200 EMA. So let's see if it stays above that. Yeah. Again, if you have a question, please give me the details, like with SGMO. Otherwise, I will skip. MNDR. So you are looking for an entry into this play. Yeah, that thing is at the highs of the day, testing a supply zone at the double top, right? So you need that thing to break above 485. Alrighty. Okay, moving on. Right, you need to break above 485. It's at a double top in a supply zone, so not quite ready yet until it actually breaks out. Yeah, like spies all over the place. Like look at that fat green candle and then look at the fat red candle, right? What are they doing? Scamming. Scam. So again, it's Friday with the large cap names. Just be careful, please. Be careful, please. Mm. I don't know. Ask Virus, Joseph. Ask Virus. Virus will tell you. Mm, 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 Yeah, tinfoil hat. Who knows? Does anybody really know? Yeah. Yeah, but MNDR does look good though, right? You need that breakout, which it obviously never came, right? So this is the problem, right? With that entry, Mr. Mark, right? You see what just happened with that stock, right? So when you're sitting at a double top like that, right, and the supply zone is pointing that out to you, right? You don't want to be touching that stock in that price because it's gonna get, you're gonna get slapped. So we hit almost 480 and then back to 440. So for now, watch the consolidation maybe. Off the view up there, right? See if we can consolidate. Deal? No deal. So you better not say anything. Type something in the chat, Virus. Let me time you out. Okay, back to EPSM because EPSM just had a nice pop there. A very nice pop. Do, 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 do. EPSM. Did you get into this one, DP, or no? This is a family channel. Yes. See what that's what I mean, Winterfell. Like I think they're playing a lot of games here today, right? 1 second we're almost at the highs of the day. The next second we're back to the lows of the day, right? So yeah, just be safe out there because it looks like it might be another red day today. But again, it is OPEX. That's what OPEX is, right? So they're gonna push it both ways. 1 second you're gonna think the market's going to the abyss. The next second we're gonna be at the highs. Then the next second we're gonna be back to the abyss. Yeah. Yep. I mean, it failed that resistance, CK. Yeah. Yep. So just be careful. Unless you're scaling into like a long term thing, you want to be very careful because we're probably not at the bottom. But who knows? 220 swing. Okay, nice. Very nice. Yeah, we still need to close candles above this 475. Even though we've made brand new highs, those candles are a little bit crazy, right? So close above and then push for $5. Close above five and then go, right? So you have to zoom out to the daily to kind of see the other levels, but if you go far enough on the 1 minute, you can see that $5, and then there's a lot more room to the upside if it wants to keep going. So, but yeah, it does look good though. That was a good retest as well, right? So break above 450, come back and retest 450, and then push back to the highs. A nice pop. Yeah, I know it's been halted for a bit now. MFI play. Yeah, yeah. uh, mm, 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 mm. Yes. Yeah, so MNDR is still slowly dipping there, right? So now I guess you get to watch the 200 EMA, right? For MNDR. So stay above the 200 EMA. SGBX still playing with the bottom, yeah. IVDA actually held that 86 cents, right? So no brand new lows on this one yet. So we would almost, at this point, we need to get back above 94 for confirmation of a higher low and a higher high. uh, I wonder if I still have that picture on stream. I think I had it at some point, Pizza. I think I must have deleted it. That picture was funny. That's a funny picture. So so Peter was telling me, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you guys the story, but I was like, Peter was telling me how expensive, like, his son's school is, right? Because Peter pays like $1,000 a month or something for a private school, right? I'm like, wait, why is your son's school that expensive, right? He's like, no, I'm sending my son to a private school, because I don't I don't want my son being taught about having anyways. And I just started laughing. I'm like, well, are you scared of your son going from Christian to Christina? He's like, yup. uh, Peter was like, oh, he's about to become a Christina, from Christian to Christina. Ah, unbelievable. Yep, especially in California. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I think it's wild though that they teach people, kids that young, things like that. It's like let them grow up and find themselves. So kids are too young for some of that stuff. He's like, hey dad, I want to become Christina. Peter's like, um, Hell no. At 10 years old, you know. At 10 years old. Ah, unbelievable. Yeah, craziness. Bilal, yeah. Well, you could just homeschool, right? Like Rob does homeschooling. I know quite a few members that do homeschooling. Yeah, Zilly. Yeah, the other definitely other factors, you know. Definitely. So MNDR 418, should you get out before it drops, or is it still cooking? You got in at $4.18. Good entry, good job, right? So good job on that. Again, just keep in mind that you have resistance. The closer you get to 480, the more resistance you're gonna have. So if you again, it's a pretty big resistance level because it's been failing there. It looks like a cup and handle for now. My recommendation for you would be if we get closer to that level and it looks like we're struggling, maybe consider scaling out. For now, though, at the very least, put a stop loss above that 418 so you can at least walk away with green. Alrighty, so try and stay green. It looks like it's trying to create a cup and handle, but it's still resistance. That redness is there for a reason because a lot of people are selling in that range. A lot of people are selling in that range. Weakness in the market, weakness all over the place, weakness, weakness, weakness. Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah, that thing's at $19 now, MFI, and obviously it's halted up again. Yeah. So that one share sit is cooking. One share cooking. Sheesh. Uh. mm, Uh. mm, mm. No, I think Peter was referring to like no no Peter wasn't referring to being gay. Yeah. Peter was referring to going from Christian to Christina. That's not being gay. Yeah, yeah. Is it time? Well, you should have had a stop loss already this entire time, right? Is it time at the lows of the day? Is it time to have a stop loss? Yeah. You should always have a stop loss already. Yeah, the markets all just got slapped. So again, OPEX in full effect. Full effect. Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Anyways, focus, focus, focus. We were just having a good laugh, you know. You know, it's everybody. The beauty of life is you get to make your decisions. You know, as long as you're not hurting anybody or forcing your decisions on everybody, because everybody has the right to make their decisions. Yeah, like whatever anybody decides in life, I don't think you know. I don't think anybody deserves to be judged because everybody has their own, you know, their own issues, right? But it's when you try and you know, make it seem like your decisions are the best decisions, then it becomes yeah. Viruses I judge. uh, yeah. Yeah, I really don't want to be you know, yapping about that stuff in the chat. Anyways, I'm judging you right now, Holly. That's okay, you could judge. The question is, do I care? The answer is hell no. To the no, no, no. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Yeah, back to stonks, please. Back to stonks. There we go. MNDR, nice pop, $5. So are you happy with that position? There goes 505. MNDR. Boom skis. Yeah, are you happy with that 418 level now, love? 2003, 3003. Are you happy? Is the wet t-shirt contest? That Bala, what are you doing? What are you doing? We need to look at those trades. We need to look. Years ago, he's been convicted in the court of pizza. uh, you're cooking? Yeah, you're loving it. You're up $1, right? So consider taking some of the gains or moving your stop loss up again. Alrighty. So good entry, good pop, good gains. Alrighty, good jobs. Cooking. So that looks good. EPSM again, just too much resistance at the top there. NVIDIA, let me take a look. NVDA 163 on the daily. Yeah, the answer is probably going to be yes because we looked at that yesterday. I think right, and I think you're looking for this retest of that previous low. Yeah, and then also just closer to the 200 EMA, right? Yeah, like you sold or you almost out pizza. Definitely possible, Yogi. Definitely possible that we come back and retest this 200 EMA level for Nvidia, right? So, will we do that though? Who knows? Um, Rob, you need Jesus. That's what you need. But yeah, so yeah, are you asking because you want to do some cash secured puts or some puts, right? And puts or just confirming, yeah, it's definitely possible. There are no signs of consolidation or anything around this level that would say that we don't keep going lower, right? Yeah. Why is Apple green? Because Apple is always green when the markets are crashing. Because Apple is always green. It's because they're selling all those iPhones. Yeah. Actually, I think Apple and Google or Amazon are both green too. So because Bull is garbage. Musty posted in Discord last night that Bull isn't pumping because virus is a sinner. Shame, shame, shame. Repent. Virus, did you see that? Musty tagged you in Stock General. He's like, that's why it's not pumping because virus is a sinner. uh, uh, anyways, yeah, SGBX has been selling off since breaking below IVDA, right? Weakness, MNDR, nice pop to 520, next supply zone, good push. And then EPSM is trying to come back after consolidating a little bit there. So EPSM and MNDR have been the new scalpers, right? So we went from SGBX and IVDA to EPSM and MNDR, and then obviously MFF is popping too. This one just is just halting every few seconds, right? And there goes another halt, and it's probably gonna halt again in the next second. So there goes $21, guys. Isn't that crazy? And it's halted up again. Beautiful. Rob is in at 1188. That's a good number, by the way. A very good number. You don't know why, but it's a very good number. I like it. I like it. Well done. Yeah, so MFI is halted up. Type yes in the chat if you're holding MFI. I know Sid and Rob are in this one in Discord. Type yes in the chat if you're holding this one. Yeah. The halts are not amazing, but you just have to aggressively chase it up with that stop loss. 1111, Daryl. There you go. Criminal. That's a good number too, actually. A very good number. With $20 bill at church. Virus. You're in at 57. Sure, let's take a look. So OSRH 57 cents. At least you're not in at in the 70s. So I think I don't mind your entry at all. Because I think you're coming up the 200 EMA. Yeah, especially after consolidating their cloud. So yeah, I like your entry. And as long as we stay above 57, I think you're fine. I think that was a really good entry, actually. Really, really good. So good job. Hopefully, it can start to create some higher lows here. It needs a bit more volume, but really good entry. Yeah, you're in as well. 57 cents. Beautiful. Yeah, especially after the consolidation, right? So we're clearly again, don't catch a knife on the way down, right? Don't catch the knife. Don't catch the knife. Well, now you're consolidating up the 200 EMA in a demand zone, so not a horrible level. It just needs the volume to actually push. So this is where you need the luck to come in, right? You do the right things by waiting for consolidation, waiting for confluence, right? 200 EMA demand zone, and then you pray that the luck comes in and it pops, right? So when people say you need luck in the market, that's the type of luck you need. We also need to do the right things, right? You can't just buy a stock that's crashing and saying, "Oh, I didn't get lucky." Well, it's because you did the wrong things. So yeah, you're praying. Yes, gold. Yeah, long or short, Rob. Long or short. Um, weren't you just in that play, Mr. Mark, or that was a different stock? Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Didn't get in. Okay, and then it popped. Yeah, obviously not anywhere above $5, right? So you're looking for again same level we had last time. Anyway, if we can consolidate between 450 and that 420 level. Yep, 57.50. Hoping for a first good trade today. Krilla, sounds good. Yeah, you're green though. It's at 50, 60 cents now. So hopefully we can keep slowly pushing up there. Right, follow the arrow. Follow the arrow. Follow the arrow. Follow the arrow. Yeah, the 50 EMA is sitting right there, right above 60 cents. So that's gonna be one thing to break and close above it. It looks like it wants to though. So here comes 61. 61. Mm-mm-mm. Holding for tomorrow. Tomorrow Saturday. Wait, what are you gonna do? Sell it on the fish? Sell it? Are you on the Indian market? You're gonna have to sell it on the black market, love. So tomorrow is Saturday. Yep. Next week? Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm kidding, by the way. I never miss an opportunity to roast, if you can't tell. If you cannot tell. Peter. Yeah, that little 50 EMA line, the orange line you see, right? It will also act as resistance for this one here. MNDR is bouncing off like 453. So even though you might want it a little bit lower, looks like it's trying to curl there. EPSM is doing the same thing. All right, so testing your next resistance there. So a little bit of consolidation and a pop. Class today, yes. So we're gonna do a class today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Alrighty, so in the Legend channel, Legend Voice. Alrighty, so 5 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be a Q&A. So if you have any questions, bring those questions, please. So again, if you have any questions, make sure you bring those questions. So today's not like a class where like last Friday, right, where Rob had a presentation, and all of that stuff, ready to go, blah blah blah. Today's more just a Q&A. Yeah. Alrighty. In the last 2 weeks, yeah, big drops LT. Well, the good thing is like it's also up a lot this year, right? So and it's gonna keep going up. So we had April and we probably dropped more than 50, right? And then we came back and gained more. So not a problem at all. The three things guaranteed in this world: death, taxes, and bull being red. Yup. Virus is gonna come out with violence if that thing ever pops, huh? You know that, right? Virus is gonna come out. Violence. My manager. uh, AMC is gonna run. When? Where? Why? Exactly, LT. Yeah, 200. Can you imagine the pain, right? So and then came back. Why am I looking? Jay, what's your reasoning for thinking AMC is gonna run down? Yeah, like what? I just want to understand. Um, yeah, I'm just genuinely curious why you think it's gonna run. Right? Isn't AMC at like brand new lows? MFI is on halted, not quite yet, so still waiting. CRML secures one of the largest of ultra pure copper. Okay, to 20 million. All no, 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 that's good or not good. Just leave it alone. Ah. That season came and went. Yep, into the abyss. Ah. 53.11. Thank you, Rob. Just open at 30. Not really. 57. Need no 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 no. Yep, definitely, definitely. Yogi. Yeah. Yep. BTC looks ugly, but then again, the entire markets look ugly, right? So there's just a lot of confusion, right? The markets want a rate cut in December, right? The Fed's like, we're gonna do it, we're not gonna do it. Uh, why? Because we're not getting the data we need, right? Um, to me, it kind of feels like they're doing it intentionally. There goes brand new highs, guys, for MFI on halted. Yeah, congratulations if you're holding this one. It's halted up again, 25.47. Yeah. As VTC investments is red. Uh, so yeah, MFI is halted up again at 25.47. So that looks really good. Congratulations if you're in there. They robbed my shares. Yep. Yeah, I think after the split, a lot of people just moved on from AMC. So again, MFI is halted up, guys, right? So from $10.50, 51 cents open to 25.47. So really nice push on this one. The volume is still low, like it's 500,000, right? Not a whole lot of volume because it keeps getting halted every second. But if you're in this one, you're very happy with it. Very happy. Pizza, it's under the water. It's saying hello. Hello, I am under the water. Please help. And there's no help. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, MFI is cooking there. Cooking. Woof. As soon as that thing broke out, it said, thanks, guys, goodbye. Right? That was your breakout right there. Right? Your double top pre market breakout. This is why it's important that these stocks break above those pre market highs. That's also why we really pay attention to these highs coming into the open. Right? As soon as MFI broke that level and closed above it, yeah, that thing said, catch me outside. How about that? Gone. At some point, it's going to drop, but yeah. Yeah, the float is closer to 500,000, closer to 500,000, but that's a very micro float, right? Anything below 1 million is a micro float. That thing can be sent with an almost no volume. So super 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 low volume. For those who moved on from AMC, no guts, no guts, no glory. When you know, you know. The other people that say when you know, you know. Anyways, use your imagination. uh, yeah. If you sold AMC, if you sold AMC and you played with any of the other crazy stocks, you would have made so much money back, so much money. AMC has been crashing for like 3 years now. How many times have we sat here and watched a stock go up 5,000%, 10,000%, 2,000%, right? So there's been a lot of glory, a lot of glory. Yeah. On AMC, not that much, not that much, but I definitely wasn't holding a bag on AMC though, because we've already yeah. Before AMC, there were other names, right? So again, like we were streaming during AMC, right? From like $10 to $70, right? So we had a lot of fun with it, right? We had a lot of fun with it, but then like again, I think that's why I'm happy that our community has transitioned from this whole bag holding mentality. Because we would be on stream and it's the same, right? We would say, hey, be careful, please, be careful, guys, be careful, right? And then people would show up on stream and be like, have you seen the math? This is gonna go to $1,000 because of this and this and this and this. People like Matt Kors and all of those people, right? What's the other dude's name? um so then I'm like, this makes no sense. How can a stock be at how can a stock go to $1,000? Like, how is that possible? Right? How? Like some days I sat on stream, I'm like, dude, I feel silly. Everybody seems to think like. Then I'm like, okay, let me go watch this video, right? And some dude was like doing math. He's like, based on this and this and this, it's gonna go to 1,000. I'm like, wait, 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 wait. The entire stock market isn't even worth that much. How's one stock that's a trash company that sells popcorn for a living, an expensive movie ticket's going to be worth more than Apple, Microsoft, all of these companies combined? Craziness. Anyways, so look at where it's at now. So you never want to be buying the hype in these stocks because you're going to end up naked. Yeah, so that five to 520 resistance on MNDR is still a problem. We keep waking into that level and failing. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, people will always sell you stuff. People will sell you stuff. Whether that's AMC, Beyond Meat, blah blah blah, right? People will always sell you stuff. Like we heard stories of like people, like selling their houses or like other stuff to go buy GME, and then all of a sudden GME crashes and now they're homeless. It's like, yeah, that really sucks, but like, so we've been through a lot of these pump and dumps already. We've been through every pump and dump. So we've seen the story over and over again. Anyways, pizza, have a great weekend as well. See you. If you're ready to get cooked and caught, let me know. Ready? Yep, exactly. Stop being stupid. Alrighty, stop listening to idiots on social media, please. It looks like we're halted down now. MFI is halted down, so 2650 and then 2661 and halted down. So pop and then halt down. Well done, Rob. That was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and that's why those stop losses get tight, because when it halts down, you don't want to be in there. Yep. Don't listen to idiots on social media. Because I think Rob, we've always more so leaned towards technical analysis, right? So like we're sitting here every day, we're doing technical analysis on AMC, and we're like, AMC looks weak. Like we're breaking down here, right? And then some other dudes are like, have you seen the dark pool data? Dark pool. The shorts have to cover. The short interest is this. I'm like, dude, I'm either missing something or like I'm really missing something. Because everybody else seems to get this dark pool stuff, but I don't get it. So, and I feel like I've been through a lot of violence in the market that what I don't know I don't really care for. When someone tells me to go look at dark pool data, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Why? Because I know technical analysis works for me. I can read the charts. I can tell what's happening with the charts. The dark pool stuff, I have no control, so I really don't care. So I'm kind of set in my ways when it comes to that. Like it's technical analysis and a few other things or nothing else. Right? So yeah, when people tell you all these fancy things, I'm like, and then what? Okay. But like, are they gonna cover? Okay. How do you know they're gonna cover? Do you work for them? Does your grandma work for them? Does your mom work for them? Are you a janitor at the company? No. So then what? Yeah. Yeah, the charts don't lie, right? For the most part. Sometimes they trick you, but yeah, that's cost of, yeah. Yeah, Joe, exactly. Right? Just your futures. Yeah, futures. They do SB, don't they? They do, right? But I think we know better now. Because I think back then when we would say, hey, like, be very careful, people would be like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch this. I'm gonna go watch, the people that are, pumping the stock instead. Because it feels good, Feels very good. Yeah, let me take a look at Fox. Yeah, it looks like we pushed a little bit, but that 50 EMA is a problem, right? So bit of a push, but nothing else. Um, IVDA created a brand new double bottom, I guess, at 82 cents. So we're quite a ways away from that 200 EMA though, so it's going to need to do something. And then SGBX is just looking weak right now. Let me take a look at Fox though. It does look interesting, doesn't it? Yeah. Obviously, you have a bit of a double triple top there, but it does look interesting. Yeah, there's some nice higher lows there. The volume needs to come in a bit more for that breakout. So almost a break above like the level's a little bit lower. Like the level is actually $3.50. Like it needs to break and close above that. But you want to almost go to 370 for the breakout. But I'll leave it at 350 for now. Do bets at Shred Mario. I'm sure he can make one. No, no, no. Yeah. So then what? Exactly, Rob. Right? Yeah. And then what? So I think the I think the one thing that's really worked for me in the market is focus on the things you can control, right? And really do those things you can control, right? What can we control, guys? I can control my entry, I can control my stop loss. Really focus on those, right? Really focus on those two things, right? What, like, can I work on my entries? Can I work on my stop losses? Everything else is cool. I'll leave it up to the people that know better, because some people really do know like better. Like I've seen people use the shapes of the moon and like predict stuff. I'm like, damn, that's nice. And they're accurate, right? Do I care though? Nope. Nope. So we're gonna stick to the candles. Yeah, there used to be this lady back in the crypto days, like, and I don't know, you guys remember, right? Like back in the crypto days, like we're streaming Dogecoin and Bitcoin and blah blah blah. And then there's a lady on Twitter. She's like, based on the shape of the moon today and the this and the this, crypto is gonna pump today. And we're like, yeah, let's go, lady, come on. Come on. You guys remember, right? Introduce me to those people. Do you guys remember the lady? Some of you were here, right? Yeah, and like she would be right, until she wasn't. Until she wasn't. So yeah. Anyways. Anyways. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Mm-mm. Crazy, crazy, crazy. On Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Mm. Congratulations. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, James, you remember? Yeah, that name sounds very familiar. Yeah, that name sounds very familiar. Yeah. Congratulations, you played yourself. Yep. Is that thing, this one's still halted, Rob? Yeah, it's still halted. Yeah, Foxy is failing at 350 there, Bilal, right? So no triple top breakouts at 350. So maybe a retest of closer to 280, 290, maybe. Yeah. So MNDR still looking for that breakout. EPSM, not close to the breakout, but it's still trending up. So this one needs to reclaim $5 as well and stay above it. Ostrich is still playing with 57, so we'll see. Right. So for now, MNDR is the one that's closest to the breakout. And then yeah, so $5 to 520. NFTs. Yeah. NFTs. Yup. Yeah, I spent some monies on NFTs. The one NFT that I spent monies on was what's that dude's name again? I don't remember the dude's name, but it was nice. I thought it would have some like some value later on. It was the dude that like put paintings in Elon's car so Elon could send it to Mars or to space or wherever he sent it to, right? So I'm like, okay, this dude has connections to Elon, so and he is a famous painter, so yeah. They're worth anything now? Maybe $2. I need to pull it up. Does OpenSea still work? Still works. Let me see if I can let me see if I can pull it up. OpenSea, and they were called what are they called again? I think they were called Gemmas or something. Gemma with the Gemma. Uh, they're not on this list, so maybe I'm spelling them wrong. Yeah, these ones. Yeah, these ones. Yeah, yeah, they were really good looking though. Um, yeah, yeah, they were really cool, right? I'm like, oh, these are cool. These actually, like, yeah, some of them were very, very cool. Yeah. So then I got it as like like a painting, Yeah. But so yeah, yeah. So like I thought it looked interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we keep failing for MNDR at the same spot, so that's not a level to be jumping in. Definitely a level to be taking gains for sure. Yeah, so that thing's been trying to break up, but just no juice. MFI is halted down again at 2070. Yeah, $20 and 70 cents. Rob, make sure your red dot is on. Make sure you're not delayed. But so $20 and 70 cents halted down. Which one? Is it still on there? Hmm. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why when you're playing with stuff like this, you want to make sure that stop loss is really tight because the first halt will signal a big drop, you know? So, yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already, please and thank you. Take a second, smash a like. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, please. And if you're not a member yet, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from that button and come join us in Discord. Okay. Alrighty. Hmm. Did it pop, Dan? You got a double bottom and it popped? Very nice. One contract for 100 points done for the day. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's go, Dan. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah. And then they resumed their chaos again. Joe, how are those puts looking? You were up over 100% yesterday. How green are you today? Let's go. What do I think the market's gonna do next week? What do you mean, like momentum stocks or large cap stock? 130, Joe. Very nice. Very nice. Bilal, yeah, like momentum or large caps. I think again, I know why you're asking because next week is Thanksgiving, right? So it might be slow. Um, it might be slow. Who knows? Right? Or we might have like a really good beginning to the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Fire, right? Because it was like that last time where it was really exciting. People making money for Thanksgiving, and then Wednesday it's like dead, and then obviously we're closed on Friday. Yeah. Joe, what do you want violence now, don't you? Momentum doesn't follow large caps, right? So, momentum doesn't follow large caps. Um, I think, yeah. Let me go back to Foxy. Foxy broke out. Yeah, Foxy dipped and came back for a nice plan A. There you go. Well, that would have been nice for you, right? Which is what you're supposed to be doing, but you don't like to listen. That thing gave you a better entry than a breakout, right? Um, yeah. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, there you go. So hopefully next week is good then, and then we can start the Santa rally. But yeah, good job, T. Good job. Love it. Yeah, so 331 to 36. Yeah, so you basically got the plan A there, T. I like it. Well, Vala was busy waiting for the boomskis. Thomas, what's your question for EPSM? Let me know. I'll take a look. What's your question here, though? Right? We're clearly just going sideways and creating higher lows, which is good, but we still need to break out, right? Like you can see, like look at that. The entire day, it's like we go up, we come back down, we go up, we come back down. So that thing needs to give you a nice dip, or it needs to break out. Yeah. So yeah, there's really not a whole lot I can do with a question like this, guys. When you say like, what are your thoughts on the stock? Like, it's a stock that I've looked at so many times. So then I'm wondering if you have a new question. So yeah, always try and help with the details because it changes the way that I answer the question too, and it helps you. It's a bit more specific to your needs. But anyways, MNDR, right? Clearly, there's a lot of resistance here. No one should be buying in the red zone, anyways. It stalled and then slapped, right? So stalled and slapped, and Foxy is pushing for to test the actual high of the day. So the high of the day is 388. Yeah. Did you get in at all though, Bilal? But yeah, so no, large caps like momentum stocks are usually slow like initially, when the markets are crashing because everybody's like, wait, Bitcoin's crashing, market's crashing. What's my 401k doing? Do I need to save some money from some other stuff? It's like, people hold back a little bit initially. But we've honestly had some of the biggest runs when the market was garbage. Like a garbage market, everybody's worried, and then the biggest squeezes happen. Right? So for multiple reasons, right? One, to name, just to name one, usually when the markets are crashing, you know, a lot of the hedge fund managers and things like that, or big institutions, will usually have leverage positions, right? Like when the markets are crashing, they either have highly leveraged positions or they have heavy shorts in some of these momentum stocks. So now they're trying to get some money from somewhere to either go buy the dips, on those big names, right? Or to kind of figure out the leverage positions. So then what are they doing? They're like, hey, let's cover the shorts. Let's close out these shorts because we have shorts on all of these names. Let's cover these shorts on this name and that name and that name because we're going to need the money to go do something else with it, right? And then these momentum stocks can start flying, right? So, and you've noticed, right? Even on a red day like today, well, there are a lot of momentum stocks popping, right? A lot of momentum stocks popping. So the markets are struggling. Bitcoin is dying, right? Yet here we are. People are scalping momentum stocks. So the momentum stocks will always be there. Yep, for sure. They can short crypto as well. Yeah. Looking at other stuff with a name like Foxy, how can you be looking at something else? I wasn't on the channel today. EPSM, can you tell me what does have to break above? You're in at 409. Okay, there you go. See, you're in at there you go. Yeah, I like it. See? So you're in at 409. So you're really nice. What do we need to break above? Well, we need to start closing these candles above $5, which it looks like it's about to do. Right? So EPSM looks really, 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 really good. Like I said, it's creating higher lows. It has a nice uptrend. It just needed to break out, right? So if I drop a line, you're gonna see like that we've been failing, like right there ish, right? A little bit lower, but I'm just putting that line there because it's a psychological level, Thomas, right? So $5 is your resistance, right? So if you feel like taking half of the gains, taking 20% of the gains, that's okay, but you should definitely be moving your stop loss up, right, to maintain the higher low. Like this thing is not allowed to go below 450 again with you inside, right? So Yeah, so you can either move your stop loss closer to that level, right below that level, or you could scale out because we're at resistance and pray for a breakout, right? But what level do we need to break and stay above? $5. Alrighty. Thank you for the super chat. Renewed, what's your question for SMX? What can you short crypto? You can wait. You can short crypto. Oh yeah, you can short. You can short anything, right? You can short anything. Why do you like crypto has been crashing because of some of those shorts? Yeah, you can short anything, especially crypto. Why? Because crypto is a scam. Anyways, MFI is dropping. So again, that first on hold, like Rob, so right, Rob took those gains. That's exactly what you should be doing. No hesitation, right? That stop loss needs to be tight because the first halt down you get is usually the usually it's gonna come with a lot of selling, right? So and a low of $18, right, and then back to 20. So let's see if it stays above 20, consolidate somewhere, and then maybe another run. Joe went all in on that short, all in, Joe, cooking the markets. I mean, we do have a little bit of support there around $4, and let's call it 4.15 for MNDR. So see if it stays above that level. Alrighty, and it is trying to consolidate there. So no, no, Robert, it's not a problem at all. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for sending. Yeah, I just wanted to do something else, but yeah, slab. Yeah, look at EPSM, right? So did you take those some of the gains, Thomas? So this is why we tell you to take some of the gains, right? So we're at $5 resistance. You have to say, hey, right? And if you don't, just make sure you have a good stop loss, right? Because we could easily get another higher low because we're clearly trending up. If you do a line from the bottom there, you're gonna notice we're trending up, trending up, trending up, trending up, trending up, right? So that's fine, right? But again, $5 resistance, $5 resistance, $5 resistance, right? So it really needs to break and close above that level. If it can, then it might be ready for the boom skis. For the boom skis. Good job, Joe. Good jobs, good jobs. Yeah, so good jobs. Yeah. Foxy's double topping. Yeah. Bit of a double top right there. Right there. Double tops. MFI is halted down again. Yeah, 17. Uh, yeah, a lot of uncertainty in the market, Tiffany. As much as it's been a slow week, though, the opportunities have been there, so that's always good, you know? It's always good. That is always good. Mm. Here we go. Foxy says, hello, guys. Hello. Where's Bilal? Yeah, no, it's halted down again. Yeah. There we go, Foxy. With a name like that, Bilal, how could you look somewhere else, Such a nice name. Yep. Such a nice name. Yeah. Type yes in the chat if you're holding Fox. Oof, damn. Look at that pop. Shish. 450. Wow, that thing is shish. That's a really nice pop. $4.50. Jill, there you go. Yeah, Jill. Yeah, yeah. So then that supply zone looks like we're sitting right around 470 there. Yeah. Desmond, good jobs. With such a nice name like that, like Foxy, right? Where's Bilal? Where are you? Let's delete that. I don't know if there's actually I haven't really looked yet, Rob. I know you mentioned something about a Trump tracker. I don't know if there's actually one, that tracks like the Trump family trades. Yeah, there's obviously one for Nancy Pelosi, but yeah, or politicians, right? But I don't know if there's one for the track. Yeah, there needs to be. Yeah, someone needs to create it. Yeah, but yeah, because I haven't. Yeah, usually that stuff is kind of obvious. It's all over the place. Everybody talks about it. Like inverse Kramer and inverse. Maybe what's that lady's name again? Kathy Woods, right? Or yeah, like that stuff is usually very out in the open for everybody, and then we could track it. Okay, yeah. So Foxy's failing at that little supply zone there. Little supply zone. That was a really nice pop. Yeah. So congratulations if you got into this one. I know T, you took your gains already, right? I'm alive but dead inside. Yeah. You notice how Bilal is calling some of these plays really nicely. He's just not like yesterday he called out was it EPSM? And EPSM is still running today, right? And then Foxy, he just needed to Bilal, do better, please. I just don't execute. Yeah. I mean, that's a start, right? That's a start. Like seeing something that looks good and focusing on it is a really, really good start because it's just a matter of time before you're in it. So good job. Progress is sometimes, yeah, it's really important. Look at that. MFI is back to $16. So again, hopefully everybody took their gains on this. Yeah, from 27 almost to 6 7 to 16 $17. So don't go diamond handing. Looks like Foxy wants to push into that supply zone now. Yeah, Foxy wants to push into that supply zone. Mm. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of resistance right below that supply, right? A lot of resistance. And there's some profit taking going on there too. A lot of resistance. IVDA has been slowly coming back, right? So off that double bottom and the demand zone, not bad. Little scalpies, nothing too crazy though. And you would have been better off jumping into Foxy, but um, yeah, not a bad little curl there. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so and then rejected. Right, so solid resistance level there. Solid resistance level. Send those tariff funds so we can get the Santa rally. Exactly, Rush. That's what I'm saying. But I think I saw something somewhere that if those tariffs, if the checks came through, they would come through in 2026. Like like going into summer of 2026 or summer of 2026 or something like that. Right? I don't quite remember the exact month, but yeah. Low of the day. Okay. Yeah, tariff only connect to 200 200 per person. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I'm just yeah. Do I think they need to be sending people checks? I think that's very suspicious behavior, you know. um I think there's again, the bigger issues. um you know, find a way to pay down the debt instead of trying to give people $2,000. Yeah, I think the whole idea behind it is just just a bit silly in the first place. Yeah, I think we have other issues. If they can use that money to fix other issues, people can save $100 a month on this or that, and eventually get to that $2,000, and their lives are better, rather than. Yeah, no, I think yep. I think the COVID relief was a bit of a different story. It was a different story because we had a disaster. People were the people are still struggling now, but it's a bit of a different time. It's just it. There's always a different story behind the main story. So, anyways, Choo, 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 choo. Choo, 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 choo. Yeah, I think somebody needs to. And I don't mind this. Somebody needs to take all of the monies in the US. Take all the monies. Sell all the gold. Right. Go buy BTC. Right. And then go sit behind the computer. Right. And then go leverage long. Max leverage long. Max leverage with all the money that you guys have, and then have Trump tweet the most bullish thing ever or the most negative thing ever. Most bullish or negative, have the market explode or crash, and then pull the monies out. Pull the monies out, go pay down the debt, come back and do it again. I mean, if they're gonna manipulate the market anyways, they might as well fix the debt crisis. And yeah, that'd be more beneficial than other things. Go do something. Slowly run. I mean, they're manipulating the market already, anyways. They're all doing it, whether it's the Fed, it's the president, they're all doing something. So, might as well help the country with it. Might as well. Rather than, rather than, yeah. Everybody that goes into the White House, gets rich. Is it a coincidence? Mm-mm. So instead of making your family rich, how about you? How about you help the country instead? And don't try and send $2,000 because it's not really gonna do anything. People are gonna use that money to. Because what happens? Like what happened last time when people got $2,000 is, where did the money go? Right back into. into to wherever people were spending the monies at. So then people that collect the monies get richer. You know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, la 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 la. Well, they did actually. I'm not saying anything, Winterfell. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, help out the people, help out the country. Yeah, no IVP with a nice pop then, right? Day two of a pop. Yeah, not bad. Scalpies. IVD has actually looked a lot better after hitting that double bottom there. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. So this is what I mean, right? So when you're gonna play a stock that's below the 200 EMA, right? Generally, you want to avoid those stocks, but when you're gonna play with that, you have to have a really clear level. Like the level has to be so clear you can close your eyes and see green, and then you have to put a stop loss right below, right? In case it breaks down. If it breaks down, get the hell out of there. So usually you're risking very minimal. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Circulating better than stalled and Yeah, but Elon's money is different though, They bought iPhones, exactly, Rob, right? They bought iPhones, they spent the monies on Amazon, then all the companies got all the monies back. How come these companies got richer during COVID then, So yeah, go do some other things with the monies. But exactly. Can't buy the student loans, so yeah, exactly, Tiffany, right? So I bet you there's some people that generally use the money, um, to improve their lives, Um, like an extra $100 a month, an extra $200 a month is a lot of monies for somebody, right? You know, Especially when things get expensive, right? So they really take advantage. But for most people, though, the monies went to Amazon, to iPhones, the trips, to buying zero DTE calls, But I used it for the slot machine. See, yeah. Anyways, okay, EPSM looks like we popped again. Yeah, so EPSM has been good in the sense that we're creating those higher lows. Like you can look at this and we're still trending higher. But the main problem on this one is that $5 resistance. So at least we keep going back up there. So it does really need to break. Right, MFI is on halted again and it's testing the 200 EMA. So last line in the sand before the abyss, maybe. So yeah, watch 1450 ish there for MFI. Because that was the breakout retest zone, right? So maybe, right? So again, this was the breakout zone on the left hand side, right? So maybe it's gonna find a way to bounce at the very least off that level, right? Yeah, maybe we'll see. Uh, yeah, just be careful with that thing though, right? So again, the only reason that level looks interesting is because of the 200 EMA and then the previous two left hand side double tops and then the breakout. You can tell that it's trying to bounce, and now there's the golden candle. Trying to ban stock trading. We need this. Yeah, I think that's important. I think that's important because I think what happened yesterday was definitely scammy, right? I don't think it's right for the Fed president to come out and say, "Hey, the stock market is overvalued," or this or that. Anything to do with the stock market, that's not your job. Stay in your office. Stay in your lane, right? Your job as the Fed is not to worry about the stock market. Well, to an extent, right? Because when the market's crashing, they're gonna print monies to buy the dips, right? But that's just stay there. Don't do anything else. Stay in your lane. There goes MFI with a little bit of a pop of that 200 EMA, so that's not bad. Trying to, and Rob is smiling because he's scalping that. He's scalping that like a criminal. Are we halted up? No, not halted up. Just a stall below the 9 EMA. Yeah, the 9 EMA is going to be important then now too, huh? Yeah. So not a bad bounce though. At least $1, almost $2 bounce. So not bad. What about DVLT? What's your question for DVLT? Yeah, DVLT looks good. What's your position though? Shine. Shin. Yeah, there we go. And then they slapped it back down. Slapped it back down. So let's see if that candle can close back above there, Rob. Foxy, again, hopefully everybody took the gains if you're in Foxy. Hopefully you locked in those gains. Spy double bottomed. You should have bought some zero DTEs. Good thing Joe took that money. Oh wow, damn. Okay then. Yeah, see, OPEX, right? OPEX is usually like this. We're going one direction. The next second we're back to the highs of the day. So Joe, see those diffs are green now, Joe. Yeah, see you at 1%, Joe. I'm kidding. But anyways, yeah, that looks better. Is BTC bouncing to you, or is it still a scam? Yeah, BTC is still a scam. BTC not bouncing as aggressively. Yeah, what's Nvidia doing? Nvidia little bounce too. Yeah. What's Bull doing? I almost Bull is always red. Always red. Always. Anyways, moving on. So still playing around that 200 EMA there for MFI. And then EPSM still around that $5. Well then, Mala. Good job. GPUS with the pop. Yeah, good scalp on IVP. Good scalpy. Do you see what happens, Mala, when you don't diamond hand those plays, you know? we actually weren't talking about bull for the last however long. So now. So now virus. We stayed away from it. Uh, can we see the candles for P Pack B? Sure. There we go. So we are holding that level, Rob. Right, so that's looking better. Good. Now it's halted up. Halted up. Is smiling still, Rob? Smiling? Better be. You're not in it this time? Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that 200 EMA, little wicks below, but did a good job of holding above it. So that's closing the candles above, which is the most important thing usually. So MFU, anybody get into MFU off the 200 EMA there? Anybody? You're in at 15. Nice. Stay green though. Alrighty, it's halted up, so stay green. Praying. You need to pray. 1481 CM. Nice. Yeah, hopefully it opens and continues higher rather than 1605. Good job. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no need to do anything else crazy, Rob. Nothing. No need to do anything crazy. $15. There you go. Yeah. So this is very typical, isn't it? Right? Like a stock will have a double top right there, and once it breaks above, at some point it's going to come back and test. And if it is consolidating, then that's a good thing, right? So especially with the golden candle and then the 200 EMA. So hopefully it behaves, right? But treat this like a scalp, though. Treat this like a scalp. Anybody? Anybody? uh, yeah. Hey, bull is back above $8 virus, so that's not bad, right? Yogi Green Day today. Not in the large caps, but Green Day. Not in BTC either, Yogi. Not in BTC either. You know what's crazy is if you look at like BTC price targets, some people are still calling for $200,000 at the end of the year. $200,000, like 150 to 200,000. I just don't know how that's possible, but some people are still calling for that. I mean, again, we could get a really aggressive Santa rally in December, right? Because usually the markets recover very quickly, but still. Yeah, that's okay though. Those names will come back, right? Frozen, so that's not a concern. Oh, IVDA. Oh, yeah. As soon as we broke below that $1 level there, Yogi, right? So really, the only scalp here was that initial test of $1, and then back to 115. Other than that, though, yeah, that drop down there just looked way too fishy. No consolidation, and then more, right? So and then a lot of weakness. Yeah, yeah, no huge deal exactly. Even if your large caps stay down for 5 years, they will eventually come back. But kept us stopping out. Yeah, I think that's the annoying thing with stuff like that is just the silly volatility, Yogi. Silly volatility. Silly. Okay, give us the on halt already here. Again, we're gonna have a class today, guys, at 5 p.m. Eastern time in the Legend Voice channel. Legend Voice, 5 p.m. Eastern time, EST. Legend Voice. Alrighty, and it's gonna be a Q&A. So if there's anything you're struggling with, come ask. Alrighty. Uh, alrighty. So come ask, please and thank you. Uh, One second. uh, yeah, no, when Marla isn't busy diamond hunting, Marla does really well. But when Marla is busy with the business and trying to scalp at the same time, then suspicious. So there goes the on hold, guys. Yeah. So on halts, pop to 17 and then back down. So like I said, treat this like a scalp, right? Not like we're gonna go back to record. This is not gonna be recorded because it's a Q&A. Matt, unfortunately. Did you watch the last one? You told me you hadn't watched the last recorded one, so no. We're not gonna record the Q&As. Some good questions might come up, but we're still not gonna record the Q&A though. You did? Nice, good. Yeah. We'll record like the very specific topic ones when we do the Legend Pro, but when it comes to like just general Q&As, what time is it going to be? 5 p.m. Eastern. Unless we need to change the time so more people can join. which sometimes Saturdays work better, but I try and reserve Saturdays for doing one-on-ones if I need to, or just resting, or just cleaning up other stuff, just doing other stuff rather than yeah. Marla is your friend. Yeah. Spy back in the abyss yet, Dan? Let's see. Yeah, so for now, kind of watch that 200 EMA. MFI needs to stay above that level because if it breaks below, I don't think it's a good thing at all. IVP with the double top at 16 cents. So it's going to need to clear that level there. 16 pennies. Did anybody get the TradingView sale? I know Rob did. I know a few of you guys did. Anybody? I mean, I definitely think it's bet. Yeah, you even if you're getting 30% off, right, for the $14. I think it's whatever the other one is. What is this, like $6 now or $9 or something like that? Something, but it's better than Foxy. Yeah, Foxy's actually done well with the levels. Bilal, are you still in the chat? Because that thing is giving you some nice little jemmies there. Nice jemmies there. Nice jemmies on Plan A's. Nice jemmies. Desmond, good. Uh, let me take a look at IV. Look at that. Damn. IVDA. Oof. Supply zone stall slap. Let me take a look at OSRH here. Hill, just make sure you're not like trying to scalp something that Yeah, like I don't know why I can. Like I don't know why you're. Yeah, I think you waited for consolidation though, right? For at 53. Yeah. But then also then like we're failing at the 200 EMA again. So we do need to break above. So both of your entries are not the problem, right? So sometimes I think people misunderstand like or people confuse like the fact that they're losing with like mismanagement of a trade, right? So where's Hill? Hill, come to the stream. Are you in the stream? Right. So let me know. Let me know. Are you on the stream? Come to the stream. I want to roast you for a second. I want to roast you just for a second. Not really roast, but you are okay. There we go. Just a different name. Sounds good. Perfect. So again, like you're not doing anything wrong, right? You're not doing anything at wrong, right? So your first entry was 57 cents, right? You got in at 57 cents. Really good entry. Really really good entry, right? The problem is the problem is like the problem isn't your entry, right? So because I've seen you post a few times like, oh, here goes another mistake, here goes another bad trade, right? You're being hard on yourself, which you shouldn't be, right? Because your entry was excellent, right? And I said this earlier today, right? Your job is not to predict the future. Your job is to look for a good entry and then manage that entry. So again, you did an excellent job of getting in at 57. The problem is it's only giving you 3 cents, right? And it's stalling, right? So then you have to make a decision like, hey, I know it's only 3 cents. Do I take it though? It looks like we have a problem right there. We're really stalling below the 50 EMA, and it's a double top from the left hand side, right? So then you have to make the decision or move your stop loss to break even or something so you don't take a loss, right? And now you're doing the exact same thing here, right? So again, your entry is excellent again, right? We're below the 200 EMA, right? Which is a problem. But again, you got in at 53 right there, right? Consolidating. So you're definitely looking for the consolidation, which is good, right? So all I'm trying to say is Stop being hard on yourself, because your entry is not the problem. The problem is the way you manage the trade, right? So if you're in at 53 cents and it's going up and we're at 57 cents, yes, it's not a whole lot, right? But at some point, the stock is going to say, hey, this is all I want to give you, right? You have to make that decision and say, hey, you know what? At least break even or 1 penny is better than a loss, right? So you need to not be so hard on yourself and think that you're making mistakes, because some stocks will give you 3 cents, some stocks will give you $1, right? Are you going to be able to tell which one does that? Nope, right? Again, it's not your job to predict the future. Yeah, already. So, because again, I don't mind both of your entries. That's all I wanted to say. Because both of your entries were good, but then I saw you complaining about the loss, right? But the entry was not the problem. The problem was the way you managed the trade. Yeah, and don't average one trade. What good, Jay? Good. Exactly, Jay. Exactly. Exactly. Try to hold the until the pops. You see, I do. A lot of people do that, right? A lot of people are like, oh no, this is not good enough, right? This is not good enough. I'm waiting for the boom skis. I'm waiting for the boom skis, and then the boom skis never comes, right? Now you've gone from a winning position, you've gone from like an excellent position, right, to now you're losing. And now what suffers? You haven't just taken a loss, you've messed up your mindset, right? Now you're like, oh, here we go again, another horrible day in the market. I'm so trash at this, right? And then now you take that same mentality into every trade, right? And then you it's just a spiral, right? Whereas like you did nothing wrong, you just didn't follow like a plan there. That's the same problem you're having, Andy. See, like your struggle is a lot of people's struggle, right, Krilla? So yeah, it's like holding a stock like like Foxy, right? And you're like, oh, I know we have a problem right there, right? Do I sell? No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it, and then all of a sudden you're back to zero, right? So when you're at a spot like that, you have to think about scaling out. At the very least, you have to move your stop loss up, whether it's break even or slightly green. You have to do it, right? So same thing for like IVDA, right? Like, when you're sitting at the double top like that, like, so look at this, right? IVDA, I bet you there's someone in the chat that like, it's like, hey, I want to make all my money back on IVDA, right? I had an excellent entry at the bottom there, but I want to make all my money back. Even though we're stalling at resistance, I'm not gonna sell because Mama didn't raise no B, right? All of a sudden, slap. Now you've lost everything again, right? Same thing earlier, right? Same thing if you go back to the highs, right? It's like, hey, we all know there's a problem right here. You can see the double top, right? Even if you close your eyes, you can see the redness. It's like, hey, I know we have a problem right there. Do I sell? Nah, I'm waiting for the boom skis. All of a sudden, all gone, right? So that's the difficult part with the trades, is sometimes you get boom skis, sometimes you get nothing, or sometimes you get a little bit, sometimes you sell the stock and then it goes boomskis. You're like, see, this is why I like to hold, because when I sell, it goes boomskis, you know. But you just have to make decisions with the best information you have, right? And even if you are gonna hold at resistance, that's fine. There's not a problem. Like, there's not a problem with getting to resistance and saying, hey, I don't want to sell yet, right? The only problem with this is if you don't have a stop loss at some point, maybe even a break even, right? Like, okay, fine, break even, right? Let's say you put your stop loss at break even. Like, I'd rather you at the very least do that than not have a stop loss and then the stock break down and go to the abyss and you're still in there, because it's not the money you're losing that's the problem, right? Because you can make the money back. The money is not the problem. The problem is you breaking your mindset, right? The problem is you ruining your mindset, because it doesn't just stop with that one stock. It's gonna move on to the next and then the next and the next. So sometimes, like, I don't know, you guys can tell me, like, if you make, like, sometimes you make 1 penny and it feels good. It's like, dang, okay, I made 1 penny, not that big of a deal, but it feels good because it feels like you're turning around, instead of like taking loss after loss, right? After loss, after loss. Dina, hey, look at Webull, guys. Webull is bouncing. Webull is bouncing. Look at that. Yep, it definitely is, Luna. So maybe that thing's gonna go from red to green. And then look at EPSM, right? Like EPSM is kind of the same thing, right? You're like, hey, I know there's a problem at $5, right? Am I gonna sell it? No, I'm not gonna sell. Why? Because Mama didn't raise no B. And then guess what? All the money's gone, right? So also you have to know the type of market you're in, like we're gonna go back to the times where we have like 300% boom skis, 500% boom skis, right? If that's the type of market, you can have a bit more, like, you can leave a bit more room and say, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna sell the stock. We're at resistance. I'm not gonna sell because everything else is going boom skis, right? But in the wrong market, you don't want to be waiting for boom skis. SPY is really at 560. Shish, Joe, what did I tell you? See ya, 1%, Joe. No, boom skis. Yeah, OPEX. Typical. Typical, typical, typical. That's a pretty nice recovery. Hopefully it keeps running like that, though. Again, they were always going to play games, though. Always going to play games. Why? Because that's what they do on days like today. That's what they do. Mm, let's go, Jason. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. MNDR. Is it cooked? It is not cooked. It's trying to consolidate. Um, my thoughts, you're in at 304. Very nice. Um, I don't think you should have stayed in this position in the first place, Mr. Nice Guy. You were too nice to this stock, right? You need to change your name to not Mr. Not Nice Guy. Alrighty, you're in at $3 and you're in at $3.04, right? That stock was at $5.20 and it sat there for a long time, right? So again, you're waiting for the breakout, but you should have taken some gains. Sell half if you need to, right? But for now, you're still green in that position. I would say, especially since it's a Friday, don't let this thing break below 360, right? That would be the least I would be taking from this stock if I was in at 304. Musty. Where's Virus? Virus was looking for you. DVLT with another pop there. Yeah, but again, like you're still kind of sitting at that 200 EMA, so it was looking T-Rexy a while ago, right? So, yeah, if you start closing below the 200 EMA M5, then you have a bigger problem. Let's go, Mario. So yeah, a bit of a curl for MNDR. All right, you just stay green in that position, please. EPSM weakness. Foxy, trying to come back. There goes Foxy with the bounce of that 385. 385. Hmm. 44. Okay. Yeah, Foxy's super volatile there. Yeah, MNDR is slowly coming back, right? So make sure you stay green, Mr. Nice Guy, right? Try and stay green on that position. Yeah, Wes has been spamming DVLT. in Discord, and it's been slowly creeping up, right? So if you've been in Discord, yeah, you've seen Wes spamming this one. Pretty nice chart, actually. Very nice chart. Easy. It's a pretty easy chart, actually. Very, very easy, especially if you're a gold member. Yeah. Right? Wes has been spamming that. You don't have to listen to Wes, but you can, technical wise, right? Pretty easy chart to read. Very easy, slow and steady. The float is, yeah, that's why it's super slow, because it's 233 million share float, right? So, and then that supply zone is closer to, so you're really close to supply for now. Let's go, Ron. Let's go. I think it's been a cooker for a few days, hasn't it? Super, super easy. Mm. Super, super easy. Hmm. It's a beautiful, yeah, Ron, yeah, NUVB, yeah. That thing was a really nice chart the other day too. Very, very nice. Yeah, let's give it another like 10 minutes or so, guys, and then we shall hop off and go back to Discord. Yeah, another 10 minutes, and then we'll continue on Discord, and then we have the class again earlier. Tiffany, have a wonderful afternoon as well. See you in Discord. See you in the Discord. Yeah, so pushing into that supply zone now. Your stop loss hit. Were you trying to catch that thing off the double bottom there? Most likely, right? Yeah, you're most likely trying to catch it off the bottom. But again, it's a good thing that it hits, right? Because look at it now; it's way lower, right? So yeah, yeah. Sometimes I think you were looking for that double bottom there. Not enough consolidation, but that's okay. Yeah, yeah, I think when you do that, yeah, might as well keep the stop loss tight. Because again, that thing broke below that level and went straight to the abyss. So now you're testing the 200 EMA closer to 320 there. But here we go, AMC, pump it like AMC and spicy. Seem a little bit redundant. You played defense today, Luna, on a Friday. Good. See you at 5. Yeah. AMC and spicy. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would rather AMC squeeze, but yep. Would rather see AMC squeeze. Hmm. Yup, Musty. Yup. Now, if Jaden had, anyways, Jaden broke. Mm-mm-mm. Do, 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 do. And MNDR is actually curled really nicely, huh? It's a really nice curl. Really, really nice curl. So again, this is why people play with stocks below the 200 EMA, right? So again, if you're not sure what you're doing, I'd rather you stay away from it. But if you do that, just make sure when you hit that bottom and you really consolidate and you create a demand zone, right? You almost have to create a demand zone. When you do that, right, make sure you don't go below that level. If you break below, get rid of it. Take a smaller loss, right? So solid pop. IVDA looks like it's pushing for that 16 again too. So some of these names are coming back. Some of these names are coming back from the abyss. PSCB. PACB. Yeah, IVP. IVP is retesting the triple top there. So Marla, maybe you're still watching this one, right? It's a bit of a triple top there. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Peter. So $16 resistance on that thing. A zone with a pop. It's been a while since we saw that one. AMC was your first ever stock purchase, 18. A couple of days later, it boomed to 70. Yeah, ruined your trading experience. Yeah, that's why it's always difficult to come into the market when things are cooking, but that's usually when most people come into the market. And then you have that expectation that everything's supposed to do that, you know? Yeah. I think if you're blessed to come into the market at a time like that, you just have to, when you make that money, you have to go find a way to educate yourself, right? Instead of just going to look for the next thing. Yeah. You hesitated. Yeah. Off the 200 EMA basically, right? That would have been a good spot, right? So again, bottom one, bottom two, bottom three, right? So we were basically just going back and forth. Frozen? Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah. I do think it's a blessing though to come into the market at a time like that. It's still a blessing. You just hope that you can find someone that says, "Hey, you just made all this money now. Take a second, take some of that money and put it somewhere else long term, and then take the time and educate yourself on how the market actually works. You know, don't just go running around looking for the next thing." uh, been journaling them to your learning. Good. Will happen eventually. Exactly. Exactly. Good. I like it. EPSM, what are we doing here? Demand zone again, double bottom. DVLT testing that high. Foxy is kind of playing with that demand zone and the 200. So like I said, watch for 320-ish there, maybe 330, right? So stay above that level. And then IVD is just doing the same thing it's been doing, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Is SPY still above the 60, 660? Yeah, SPY is looking really nice actually. Can we have a 2% green day today? Don't mind, right? 2% green day. And then Bull is obviously following the markets because Bull follows the markets, right? And yeah, somehow Bull is still red for the day though. Somehow. How often do we get a one-on-one with that? So twice a month for twice a month. Twice a month. Mm-mm. Mm. Sounds good for us. Sounds good. Yeah, whenever you're ready. So yeah, spend your time for now, educating yourself, watch those videos, right? When you upgrade, you also have more videos to watch because it's going to unlock a whole bunch of new videos for you. So that'd be good, right? Like how to look for consolidation, how to play breakout, psychology. You're going to have a whole bunch of videos. So, and then we'll do a one-on-one. Alrighty. uh, you have a new love. Virus. What is it? What is it? What is it, virus? It better not be a brand new stock, though. Better not be a brand new stock. Mm. Mm. Yeah, DVLT is like, hey, let me break out. Yeah. Mm-mm. S63 2025, you're falling hard. I want to look. I want to look. I want to look. I want to look. Yeah, DVLT is cooking them. S63. S63 2025. Just want to look at the images. Ooh wee. Damn. That does look nice, doesn't it? That car is not cheap though. That car is not cheap. What color do you want, virus? What color do you want? Look at that car, guys. Look at that car. Look at that car. I know, right, Rob? I know. Look at that car. Sheesh. This is this is a combination of like, all the things you could ask for from a car. All of it. I know, right, Lisa? All of it. All of it. It's not just a sports car, where you're like, oh, it's just a sports car, right? It's also like a classy car, right? Like like all of it combined. Yeah. Yep. Luxury and sport. Yeah. Perfect daily driver. Exactly. Exactly. If you start this car, someone's gonna say, Habibi, 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 engine, come down, Habibi. That's my vehicle. Yep. Yeah. You lost for it? Yeah, graphics. I think everybody looks at this and they're like, "Yup." Any other car in your driveway when you have money, Bilal? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of combines all like the Mercedes cars. Yeah. Habibi, Bilal, Habibi, Habibi. Come on now. Yeah. No, this is it, Musty. This is it. Nothing else. Yeah. But owning it probably a nightmare. Why do you think this would be a nightmare though? Why? Why would this be a nightmare? Service once a year. Once a year. Expensive service once a year. I mean, if you needed brakes on this car, congratulations. Congratulations. It's not one of those cars where you're complaining, at your neighborhood shop, like, oh, $500 is too much, $1,000, $3,000 too much. No. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Your oil change, simple oil change, nothing less than 1,000. Yep. Hell, my car is gonna have a yep, because cost the yeah. But that's okay. How much is it? How much is this car? Uh I'm sure one of these let's click on shopping. Oh, why are they giving me that? It's because the shopping section doesn't okay, just go back, please. Well, of course. But then again, these are Canadian prices, though. You know. Yeah. There you go. $187,000. Yeah. $200,000, guys. uh, it's cheap when we shop. Ah, yes. Yes, please. On WeShop, this car is $187. Uh love it, love it, love it, love it. I know. Unbelievable. Doo, doo, Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Bull went from red to green, which is good. If, this can help buy that car. Foxy's still sitting above that 200 EMA, so watch that 320, right? That 320 might be a spot for a potential bounce there. But anyways, yeah, that's a beautiful car though. For me, without having any expenses, 10 years. Yeah, it's not a cheap car. Does it look nice though? Yeah. Do I want one? Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, 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 crazy. You could buy. Wait, which car is this? Oh, that's the AMG GT. That's the GT. The GT is nice too. The GT is more sport though, like the GT looks nice. Um, yeah, I don't think that's the best picture, but yeah, yeah. This is the one I drove in Vegas. This car, it was fun. Um, not the best car I drove though. No, the there's a four-door GT. Oh wow, okay, I haven't seen that one. Yeah, but yeah, it does. What's your favorite? If someone asked you like, what's your favorite car brand? What would you say? What's your favorite car brand? What's your favorite car brand? I mean, Virus is stuck with a Mercedes, so waste of money. That's okay though. Some I think sometimes the beauty of life is not wanting something, right? So also sometimes knowing that you can have something and still not want it, right? So yeah. Mini Cooper. uh yeah, there you go. Enjoy. Yeah, right, like it's just, again, that's the beauty of life, right? Is everybody can make the decisions, drive what they want, not drive what they don't want, stuff like that. And then because everybody has, what, let's say 100 years to live, right? And it goes by quickly, so you do what you want. Yeah, do what you want, you know and then you're gone. Right, so I'm willing, I go. No, Rob, I need you to order me another Mullen I go. Yeah, start saving up for the S class. Yep, yeah, exactly. Can Virus afford that car? Yes, that's Virus's next car. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, keep going, bold. You could do better than that. So Foxy's holding up the bottom there, which is good. So it really needs to keep holding that bottom. Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, there we go. There we go. Uh, the car is beautiful and a dream to acquire, not cheap. No, exactly. Exactly. That's a beautiful car. A car is beautiful. Beautiful. Rob, that's your next car. If you keep going to the casino and doing things like this, you're not gonna have that car though. So you need to start winning. Sorry, Rob. Sorry. Sorry. I had to. That thing doesn't get old, so And happy, Chris? No, absolutely, right? You could drive the most beat up car, and be content and have the best life. So yeah. If you were here, knock on your door. Sorry. $250. Okay. What's DVLT doing? Yeah, nice pop. Yeah, it's done well. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Yup. SUGP with a pop as well. SUGP. That's a nice pop actually. Unfortunately, we're popping to resistance though. Like multi-day resistance with not a whole lot of volume, so it's gonna need a miracle to break above 720. Ah. The scalping NVIDIA, love it. Yeah, Yogi did well scalping NVIDIA yesterday. Yogi, basically, 15-minute cities already. Car is not needed. Yeah, musty. Yeah. You got lucky. Wait, what happened? Why did you get lucky? Yeah, some places you definitely don't need cars. Like people that live in big cities, right? Like super big, like cities. Especially if you're not using it. It's smoother, Jason. Yeah. Yep. Yep. No, DVOT is done really well. It's still up here, right? We've been looking at DVOT. Yeah. Will it get to $3? You have 500 shares at $1.40. Good job. I don't think Jay. Honestly, I don't think your concern should be at getting to $3. You were 50 cents away, right? You've done really well. I think you're looking for a double, right? Yeah, just keep moving that stop loss up and down. Yep. Yeah, $1.40 is a nice buy at Joya. Yep. Employers encourage you to bicycle to work. You can get money here from your employer to buy a decent bike. Oh wow. Yeah. Exercise and save some money. Yeah. Quick question. Do you suggest options to scalp stocks like Palantir? Bought one contract to expire next week and up 33%, 64. Yeah. Um, I mean, you can scalp options. Yeah. You just have to make sure that, I think what you're doing is good because you're starting smaller. You just have to make sure that you have a good, good system to follow, a good plan. Otherwise, options will undress you quicker than crypto or like a scam. Yeah, you just have to make sure you have a really good plan and you stay disciplined because yeah, options will slap you so quickly you forget that you no 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 no. Let's see. Actually, I got a message from 30. So SUGP clearly resistance. IVP, did we finally break? Oh yeah, finally did it. So finally got through the triple top. Yeah, Omar, you holding this one? Finally got the breakout. No? Okay. Yeah, good breakout. Yeah, this level is coming from your next resistance is coming from pre-market. Yeah, so you see pre-market highs. Yeah, so that level's coming up there next. So that's your next resistance. If you can break above that, then 18 cents and 20. About options, yeah, and then go to the options cooking lab in Discord. Um, if you're interested in learning options, go to the cooking lab channel in Discord. There are a whole bunch of pinned educational things in there. That's everything you need to know about options. Is pinned in the options cooking lab, right? So go to the pin, especially if you're on the computer. Go to the pin messages in that section. You're gonna see videos, messages, blah blah blah. Anything you need to know. 17. Screw options. Yeah, you should have. And then DVRT is cooking there. Cooking, guys. Like I said, DVRT has been a pretty easy scalp, honestly. Right? Is anybody scalping DVRT? uh, yeah, that this has been a pretty easy stock to scalp, right? Easy uptrend. Pump, dip, boom skis. Pump, dip, boom skis. So anybody that tells me that they're red today, I'm gonna find you because you shouldn't be red because you've had some pretty easy stocks to scalp. Type yes in the chat if you're green for the day. Haven't heard news. Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. So maybe 2026. 2026. I'm surprised it's taking so long though. You would think that would be something that would do they would do right away, you know? Frozen? Yeah. Yeah, that's usually the question. Yeah, most of you have made your monies and moved on, you know, so you're enjoying the rest of the day. Just relaxing, you know? Just relaxing. Do, 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 do. Uh, so again, yeah, 250 resistance. KTTA positive, blah, 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 blah. First one swung for 100%, second one for 30%. Try to less to watch. Yeah, Ajoya, well done. Love it. Two wins, two small losses. Green, love it, Anthony. Love it. Right, the losses will come. Just keep them small. Yeah, I'm surprised it's been so long. Okay, what time is? Okay, I do have a one-on-one, so let me know if you have any last questions, guys, and then we'll hop off and continue in Discord already. Um, cool. Yeah, let me know if you have any last questions, and then we will hop off and continue in Discord. Again, reminder that we have a class at 5 p.m. Eastern in the Legend channel. So bring your questions. Cool. Yeah. Chris, you're failing at the next resistance, right? So double top broke at 16 cents. Next resistance 1740. So maybe another retest of 16 and then a crawl. So you need to break 1740 though. 17 like 35 ish. Break and close above that level. But yeah, this is your chart, right? So broke this level, went to the next level, and then failed, stalled. You can find them in Discord. So again, don't forget to smash the like, guys, before you leave. Hit that subscribe if you're new. If you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, we're gonna hop off in a few minutes. Click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots. Become a member. Join one of the levels that don't say sold out. Our classes every Friday night, or most Fridays. Yeah. Last Friday we did a class in psychology. This Friday we're gonna do a Q&A. Next Friday, who knows, right? So next Friday is Thanksgiving, actually. So we're definitely not going to do anything next Friday, right? We're not going to be talking about stocks on Thanksgiving. So next Friday, nothing. So this Friday, Q&A. And then the following Friday, we can find a topic. So again, if you want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and come join us. And then we shall hop off. DVRT wants to break that 250, huh? And again, yeah, have a wonderful weekend, guys. La, 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 la. Yeah, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything too crazy. And hopefully we cook next week, and then it's Thanksgiving. Was that position on MFI? Chris? La, 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 la. That's okay. That's okay, Frozen. Again, the last ones were recorded, right? So you can always go back and rewatch the last class. CM, see you later. Alrighty, have a good weekend. Yeah. MFI. What's your question there, though, Chris? What am I looking at? What would you like to know? What would you like to know? EPSM again. You can see that triple top, quadruple, like whatever you want to call it, at 5. This is why it's important to make that decision, especially on a Friday. Otherwise, you end up regretting not taking it, right? So no position, but you're looking for support. Okay. It doesn't really look like it's finding any support for now, right? So broke below the 200 EMA, came back for the retest and then failed at 1450 and then slapped. So there's really nothing good about this for now. The closer we get to that previous low, though, so if you look to the left hand side, right, like so between 1050 and 11, right? So 1050 and 11, maybe that becomes a double bottom there. Oh, unless we consolidate somewhere higher. Who is Nightbot? Nightbot is our friendly neighborhood bot. Virus, get some monies for the S class, please. Have a wonderful day, Andy. Yeah. Have a wonderful day. IVP is looking good. Yeah, IVP is looking fire there. Look at that thing cook. Look, 1850, guys. IVP is gone. Right, so nice push into the supply zone there, right? So that's a concern of its own, but into the supply zone. Sure, Marla's happy now. It was. What type of S class did you have, Chris? Like a new one or like an older one? Yeah. I mean, I've driven one, but I've never owned one, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, they were nice. Yeah. Which would yeah was it do you think SPY will continue consolidate between the 60 and 63? Andy, I hope so. Again, it's OPEX, right? So it's Friday, right? I expect them to play games both ways. Um, right? I expect them to go both ways. So I'm really not sure, honestly. New at the time, Amatic suspension does not work. Yeah. Yeah, maybe yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So sometimes you just like something different, which is okay, right? Fox, yeah. So we mentioned Fox holding that 20, right? So there's Fox with the bounce, right? So off the 200 EMA, Foxy. So off the level we mentioned was 320, right? So if we can stay above that level, that'd be good. So nice little pop there, CM. Much love, Dan. Have a great weekend as well. Thank you. Much love, Dan. Enjoy. Get some barbecue time. Hopefully, it's not too cold for a barbecue. I want to fight Chris. No. S class is top. Yeah, Virus has definitely driven a lot of Mercedes vehicles. Yeah, yeah. A lot of Mercedes vehicles. Have a nice weekend too, Mr. Mark. Um, thank you. See you next week. Monday, same place, same time. Elizabeth? Yeah, for sure. That stock has been nice. I think you've just hit resistance now at 250, so there's a bigger problem there. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, the chart, definitely. But today, again, it's OPEX, Andrew, so it's going to be all over the place. Some stakes tonight. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, IVP has definitely done well. Done very, very well. Two big potatoes. Unfortunately, we have to go through the cold here in Chicago. Yeah, it's like Canada, you know. Canada. Look at Foxy, guys. Foxy's looking good, isn't it? So Foxy's testing that view out there. CM, good job. All right, so off 320, that was a nice little scalp. Nice scalpy. Nice scalpy. You can tell Dan loves food. You can tell. You can really tell the way he describes, all of the components of the dish, like normal people are like, you know what, I'm gonna, just gonna grill a steak, right? So Dan will tell you all the components, like the drip of the sauce on the steak, the everything. Did anybody ask him? No. Will he tell you? Yes. Ah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ah, do, do, do. Anyways, moving on. There goes IVP, brand new highs there, 1920. That's why he's the goat. Yeah. Yes, yes. Uh, Whoever emailed me, Peter Walter, Peter Waters, are you in the chat? Let me know if you are. Let me know. Are you in the chat? Let me know. Let me know. Ooh, IVP is cooking there. This is musty type of stock. I'm kidding, musty. Cooking. So yeah, 20 cents. Next resistance. High of the day is 19.99. Cooking. I was kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding. I was kidding. Yeah, maybe if this one runs, though, keep an eye on the other one. What was the other one again? SUND. Yeah, this was the other one, right? So if IVP keeps cooking, then keep an eye on this one. SOND. If the volume ever kicks in at some, yeah, I think it needs to clear 20 cents though. Anyways, we're gonna leave it here though, and dream about the S class. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Again, much love. Thank you very much for the support as usual. Be safe, and we'll continue on Discord. Alrighty. Bye for now. Bye, Musty. Bye, Virus. Bye, Jake. TM, bye. Anthony, bye. Vena, goodbye. Jason, go get some. Go do some homework. Bye for now. Andrew, bye. Bye, Frozen. Blake, focus and recover, please. Focus and recover. Close your eyes and take a nap. Frank, thank you. Bye for now. See ya, Joya. Stay inside. Stay away from the cold weather. Nurse, bye for now. More cooking next week? Yes, please. Kevin, have a great weekend as well. Please and thank you. Again, bye, Anthony. Much love, everybody. Bye, guys. Define, have a good weekend as well.